Welcome to yet another bullshit edition of the Chicken Shit Deep Fat Fried Show.
Fried
you
fat
stupid
deep. Dun,
fucking
dun, 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 dun.
cocksucking
Fried fat
idiots.
Whoa.
Dude, TJ, I think our show's actually called Fried Fat Deep.
Fried fat deep. Doop.
I'm looking at it now.
Blah, blah, blue,
And honestly, I'm more drawn to the fried, so that's the first word, then fat, and then finally
Fried
deep.
fat deep.
I'm attracted to the fat.
The fat.
I like
Fat.
the fat. I like that fat's right in the middle.
Oh,
Fat.
yeah. It's tasty. It's tasty.
How do you feel about reformed fat people, Paul? Like Kevin Smith's now thin. How do you
He's
feel?
not Kevin Smith anymore. He's not Kevin Smith anymore.
shit.
He's
no
scum.
longer the Kevin Smith that I knew.
He's scum now. He's garbage.
So when someone leaves the fat club, you guys they're
They're
totally
disavowed.
gone. Oh, okay.
disavow. You know what? Because we know they're fat in their hearts.
Because, those are the worst
They're
types of skinny
betraying
people.
their true selves.
That what they're doing when they're talking to all their new skinny friends is they're talking about like, oh my God, being fat was so awful. I was such an awful person when I was fat. I was
fuck, dude.
disgusting and I stunk and it just was awful and blah, 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 blah. They're just out telling all your secrets to all the skinnies. So
Fucking
fuck them.
skinnies, man.
Fuck the skinnies
Boo.
and fuck them. Fuck the ex-fats. Fuck them all.
They're garbage.
Yeah, they really are.
They're human garbage.
Terrible fucking people,
Now,
dude.
what do you think about skinny people who get fat? Do you accept
They're even
them?
a sadder crew because they know already the heaping amounts of scorn that they've put on fat people. And they know that they're going to get that. So
So do you take more of like a forgive and forget strategy with them, or are you just
Oh,
holding
no,
over?
dude. It's the chickens are coming home to roost.
forgive, never forget. Forgive, never forget. So a skinny is always a skinny mentally.
Right.
They always want to make fun of a fat. So
That's true, dude.
it's just the way it is.
Yeah, even when a fucking skinny gets fat, they still hate the fat. Pieces of shit.
Yeah, they hate
Garbage.
themselves. And by proxy, all the rest of us. All us fats.
Penn Jillette should be castrated. Traitor.
Whoa, dude, that's strong fucking sentiments, man. I don't know. What has Penn Jillette done to be
The
castrated?
TJ cough cast, dude. The fucking cough cast, dude.
TJ, if you could castrate anybody, who would you castrate? And you can't say Ben Shapiro because he's already been done.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Shapiro obviously
I mean,
has
clearly
no
he's been
nuts.
castrated.
You know what you need to do, TJ? You need to start
that?
dipping.
I need a dip.
Yep. Just start dipping because you can't smoke. It just hurts your lungs. So just dip. If you got to
Yeah.
get the nicotine, just start
Yeah,
dipping.
give me some nicotine, TJ.
Dipping.
You know what I mean?
I'm really
'Cause,
getting
man,
low on
dude,
my
the
Don't
nicotine.
cough-
get lung cancer. Get mouth cancer.
Yeah. I mean, what's the difference? At least mouth cancer, you'd some way you can see. You can attack it that way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not buried in the lung.
It's not buried all deep in there and shit. It's
know?
true. Very true.
We have a Patreon. It's good. Go there.
Go to Patreon, do the Patreon things, you pieces of shit.
We're going to play Dungeons & Dragons while we're loaded.
We are.
So-
Show 'em
That's
the
gonna be
booze.
awesome.
Wait, where's the booze?
Oh, we moved.
Oh,
it.
shit, dude. Let me go grab it.
Go grab at least the Jack Daniels.
Yeah, now grab the Patron.
We're
Leave the
doing,
Jack Daniels.
for patrons only, next month, Dank Dungeons and Drunken Dragons. Me, I don't know, me and Scotty and Paul and most of our girlfriends. I don't think Chelsea will do it. Maybe I could talk her into it. We're all
Yeah.
going to sit
It's going
down.
to be a big crew, a big game.
and we're going to fucking play. And Stevie's going to be there too.
There's going to be rules, so drinking shots will be taken, legal tobacco will be consumed.
All manner of drugs will happen.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, well, whatever. Scotty can't find the booze. He probably drank it all the fucking drunk. Ever since he stopped drinking Mountain Dew, he's had a serious alcohol problem. It's really crazy.
Wow.
You just need to get back on the
Did I-
Dew.
did
Yeah,
I-
you were a better guy on the Dew,
I fucking
Scotty.
protest, dude. I do not drink Mountain Dew.
I mean, I keep getting these sloppy 4 a.m. phone calls from you like, Paul, I love you, man. I love you so much. I'm like, Scotty,
Dude.
it's all right. Just go to bed. Sleep it off, brother. And that was on the Mountain Dew. So
I'm
on the
not
alcohol,
fucking-
you're even
dude,
worse.
I've never fucking had Mountain Dew in my life. Won't you guys understand? Like, I don't know. Look, enough is enough, guys, really. I mean, can we just admit right here?
It's
that
time to
this show-
hashtag undo the Dew.
Yeah, undo the Dew, Scotty.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't drink Mountain Dew. Come on. Like, I mean, like, look, guys. I mean, look, I know you're going to laugh out of this and it's funny, but I mean, people have been entertaining me with bullshit about Mountain Dew. It's like, come on, can we just fucking can we knock this off, guys? Can we knock it the fuck off? TJ, you don't, TJ, have you ever seen me drink Mountain Dew?
Yes.
When?
Every day of your
Hashtag
fucking
send
life,
Mountain Dew to
bitch.
Scotty. Hashtag send Mountain Dew to Scotty.
Every
Hashtag
day.
send
I
Mountain
don't
Dew
like
to
fucking
Scotty.
Mountain Dew.
Yes, you do.
No, I
yes,
don't.
you Mountain Dew.
No, I fucking don't, TJ. No, I fucking don't, dude.
Dew.
I don't.
You Mountain Dew. Undo the do. I see the hashtag starting, dude.
Scotty quit the show.
Scotty's
dude.
quitting the show. While he's gone, let's explain the concept.
Okay,
here.
here's the concept.
So the concept is Dr. Phil and Dr. Drew are both massive pieces of fucking
Total
unrepentant
pieces of
shit,
human garbage, yes.
and they suck. Not to insult unrepentant pieces of shit by liking.
I mean, there's
these
nothing wrong
fucking
with being
guys.
unrepentant, but
Whatever is unrepentant for being pieces of shit. They're pieces
Sure.
of shit.
they are
know,
both pieces of shit. Yes.
You could decide for yourself what's bad about.
Well, that's what we're here to do tonight: is decide which one of these is the biggest huckster piece of shit.
Yes.
And that's going to be a tough. We got a long road to hoe here, TJ. There's going to be a lot of hucksterism covered here tonight.
Yeah, dude. And snake oil, we're gonna measure it in snake oil. So,
Oh,
we've done Biebers before, we've done vanilla ices before. We have all kinds of interesting systems of measurement here, but today's system of measurement is just gonna be fucking 100% pure, grade A, premium, cures what ails ya, snake oil.
oh yeah, dude. If you've got a rash, it cures that. Cancer,
AIDS,
it cures that. Pleurisy, water on the knee, it cures that. You got a herpes sore on your lip, put a little snake oil on it. Cures it right up. Got fungal toenails, those green, brittle, fungus-ridden toenails, TJ, you got those?
Yeah.
Get some snake oil.
How about impotency, Paul?
Impotency?
You know all
Dude,
about
your
that,
dick
don't you,
will
buddy?
pep right the fuck up with the snake oil. All you got to do is take a shot of the snake oil and then rub a little right under your taint there.
Delicious.
Boom, rock
Delicious.
hard in minutes.
Yes.
Trust me, take it home. You got to buy it to take it home, of
Parky's
course.
tonic water, dude.
I won't be here tomorrow, so get it today.
So, these fucking faggots here.
I mean, is
do
Dr.
we
Phil really a snake oil peddler teacher, or more of just an exploitative asshole, though?
They're both peddling fucking
So
snake
what?
oil.
So they are.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, they're both
so,
hucksters.
so
Dr.
Dr.
Phil is a total snake oil shilling huckster piece of garbage.
As is Dr.
From
Phil.
the word go.
Because to me, just from the outside looking in, 'cause I don't know much about Dr. Phil, but all I've really seen about him is his just schlocky television, his, so your mother was touching your brother, and you let this go on for several years. You know what I mean? Like, just that kind of shit.
Well, that's a form of snake oil,
So,
dude. But we'll talk about it.
so it's like more of like a tabloid thing to me. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
you'll see the depths to which both of these men will
okay.
go to make
I mean, that's what I
want
to fucking know.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what this is about. How
That is what
low
this
are
is
you
fucking-
willing
How
to
fucking
sink
low can they fucking
to
go,
chase
dude?
a fucking dollar
The dollar
bill?
limbo. How many morals will you slash?
So let me tell you something, man. Let's talk about these sons of bitches, huh?
So, well, show them the categories here. So we're going to do early life,
Early life. Yeah.
pre-TV,
So before they were TV.
TV careers.
I don't know what's going on with the graphics down here.
Who knows?
Okay, there we go. TV careers.
Exploitation.
So-
Ooh.
What about them is exploitative, if
Yeah.
anything,
Well,
and greatest achievement.
and their greatest achievement in life? Yes,
Because we always do that. We always
the
we're
idea.
fair. We're fair.
we're fair. We give them their due.
fair and balanced.
Give the devil their due.
Fried, fat, deep. Fair and balanced.
Amen. So we're gonna start with Mr. Phil, which is what his name really
Thank you,
fucking should
TJ.
be.
By the way, hashtag send Mountain Dew to Scotty.
I mean, really, Paul?
Scotty loves the do.
You're
Hashtag
fucking.
Scotty
yeah,
loves
dude,
the
this
do.
is real professional, Paul.
Hashtag Scotty loves
How
the do.
about send
Hashtag
piss to
Scotty
Paul?
loves the do. All right, sorry.
Send piss to Paul, dude.
All right, so here's how it goes. All
Okay.
right, let's talk about Dr. Phil for a second here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a Dr. Phil picture.
Was he always bald?
Well, we'll see. I hope. I hope
I think he was, dude.
we found some pictures.
This is
of
the
man.
best fucking possible picture. I guess it's not going through automatically for some reason. So
Yeah, because
What the
I've always
fuck?
wondered if he was born cue ball bald with a mustache.
Whoa.
Wow.
He really likes bottled water.
He looks like his mind is absolutely blown by that bottle of water.
that bottle of water contains the secrets of the universe. He did a fucking fat ass hit of acid just
Yeah.
before he did the show here.
I just took the DMT
He
and I
just saw
like
all
it.
of reality take shape in a beaded drop of water.
Dude, I
inside
really
of
hope
that
that's what was
bottle.
going on.
So this piece of fucking subhuman garbage shit was born in Veneta, Oklahoma. All right.
That sounds like a place where pieces of shit are born
And
for a living.
I think we can give him a snake oil just for being born in Oklahoma.
Yeah, give him 2 Because Oklahoma and then Veneta. You know what I mean? If he was born in like Oklahoma City, you couldn't give him 2.
Dude, he has small town charm, dude. Take away 2.
What?
Small town charm, guys.
Oh, don't be an
All right.
apologist for
You
this.
know what?
Come
I'll
on,
do
guys.
one.
All
I'm
right,
gonna do
all
one.
right, that's
He's getting
fine.
one. He's getting
I
fucking
mean, look,
one.
city versus country argument. I mean, a lot of people think it's nice he was born in a
Fair
small
enough.
town,
But he was,
dude.
you know what? It's worse than being born in a small town.
I
is
mean,
being
can you
born in
argue the
Oklahoma.
point? There's a lot of people that fucking suck the dick of small town America.
Oklahoma just fundamentally sucks.
I
and
mean,
should be punished.
okay, well,
It
you know
does.
what? Fair enough. It fundamentally sucks, so give him 1.
Yes.
All right,
all I'm
that's
saying.
fair. That's
All right.
fair.
He's
That's all
got
I'm saying.
one.
All right, he's got to have his one, dude. He's got to have his one.
He's got. Well, I mean, yeah. All right.
All right,
See
so
the wisdom to that.
let's see. He was the son of who gives a shit who was
And
his dad? Well, his dad kind of
Was his dad famous?
His mom was named Anne Geraldine, whatever.
Geraldine.
His dad is Joe McGraw Jr.
Joe McGraw
Yes.
Jr.
Damn.
His
That
name
sounds
is
like
Joe
he's-
McGraw Jr.
That sounds like somebody that shoots you in the street out in front of a saloon or something.
Yes, it does.
He grew up with 2 older sisters, Deanna and Donna, younger sister Brenda. All right. So he was born in Oklahoma, but he was raised in Texas, where his father was an equipment supplier to some of the oil fields there.
Okay.
All right. During McGraw's childhood, his family moved so his father could pursue a lifelong goal of becoming a psychologist.
Oh.
So his dad
So his dad had dreams.
did not want to be a supplier. He wanted to be a psychologist. He wanted
Cool,
to
dude.
help people or whatever.
Admirable choice of profession.
Right. So McGraw, this is Dr. Drew as a fucking kid. He's in 6th grade here, and you just look at the fucking
Wow,
vacant-
you see why he has a mustache from
Yes,
this
you
picture.
do.
He has literally no upper lip.
That's true, he doesn't.
He has a very vacant look on
He
his face,
attended
too.
Shawnee Mission North High School in Overland Park, Kansas. 1968, he was awarded a football scholarship to the University of Tulsa. Here he is as a teenager, by the way.
Wow. Okay, wait a minute now.
Yeah, looking better.
Good looking dude. Look at him.
He was a football star.
Look at him. He's got the dimple chin and everything. He looks like a movie star. I don't know about that hair up there, though. That looks like it's already bad.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, it is.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is,
it is
dude.
bad already. It's already
He's already
going.
having to, like, comb the curls forward and shit. To,
Oh, he
like,
went
try
bald
and hide
early,
his
dude.
male pattern.
He went
Wow.
bald early.
What a bad, shitty fucking straw to draw in life.
Yep. So he played the middle linebacker under a dude named Coach Glenn Dobbs. All right, this is great. On November 23rd of that year, McGraw's team lost to the University of Houston at a score of 100-6.
What the fuck?
It's just one of the most lopsided games in college
So
football.
Dr. Phil
history.
fucking sucked at football, dude.
Well, his team sucked, and Coach Dobbs retired after that season.
No shit.
Did he play
They
in that
lost
game?
100-6.
Yes, he did. He played in.
Give him a snake oil.
Yeah,
He
Dude,
plays
give
the
him one.
worst game of college ball ever played. Give him a snake oil. He literally took the biggest L in the history of college ball. Snake
Yes.
oil.
100-6.
Dude, 100.
That is a rape.
I've never fucking heard that in a
The
football
only
game.
way that could be worse is if they didn't put anything on the board.
This is his dad, Joe, by the way.
Okay, well, he looks like an old man. I mean, what do you want?
So,
He doesn't really look much like Phil now,
yeah, I don't really have anything else for his early childhood or anything
except
like
for the
that.
stash. Dude, is Phil just trying to be his dad?
Maybe we'll see. I mean,
His
he
dad kept the same stash.
Oh shit, dude.
Dad
Paul-
wanted to be a
Dude,
psychologist.
fucking Paul
Phil became a
Phil became a
psychoanalyzing Dr.
psychologist?
Phil, dude.
Yeah, psychoanalyzing the psychoanalyzer, bitch. All
Dr.
right.
Phil, please sit down.
So I
Make
don't have
yourself comfortable.
I don't have the Drew stuff, but I mean I do if you want me to read it. But
Whoa,
no,
dude,
no, no,
Dr. Drew. Dude, he is fucking baked as shit in this
look
picture.
at his ass. This is him as a kid.
This is Dr. Drew in high school.
He was
looks
baked.
looks like a stoner for sure.
Cool.
Penske was born in Pasadena, California.
Whoa.
You guys have some roots there. Don't
I
you?
was born in Pasadena.
I was also
California
born
as
in
well.
Pasadena.
Wow.
And that kind of looks
Give
like
him
me
a
in high
snake oil.
school.
You guys are the two biggest scammers I know.
Yep.
Shit, dude, go ahead. man.
Pasadena, the city of scammers.
The city of a million scams.
Give him a snake oil. I wasn't even thinking he was going to earn one for just Pasadena, but you talked me into it.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough, man.
His father, Morton Pinsky, was a physician whose parents immigrated from the Ukraine, so first generation American. Interesting. His mother, Helene Stanton, was a singer and actress who came from a highly Victorian upper middle class family in Philadelphia. He's a rich kid, basically. Dad's a doctor, mom's an old movie star, lives in Pasadena.
I actually have a clip of his mom's
Yeah,
movie
it's
if
kind
you
of
want to
interesting.
play
His
it.
mom was kind of hot.
Grant, please.
This isn't her. This is her here in this scene.
Is that her? She's hot.
No.
Damn.
Damn, very masculine, but still yet so feminine.
Looks good in a suit.
All right, so there she is.
Yeah, that's Dr. Drew's mom.
You shouldn't have come here. I may have been followed.
There was a time when you would have welcomed me under any circumstances.
Ooh.
And the rest
They
of
have
this
a
is
history.
The rest of this has nothing to do with her.
Well, then
This is
fuck
another
this.
woman. Yeah, but yeah, that was the only clip I could find or readily and quickly of her. But yeah, mom was a minor movie star, never broke super big, but did a bunch of films and stuff. So he's
Steady
a rich
work
kid.
as an actress. Yeah.
You know, one thing that was interesting about Dr. Drew that I learned pulling his early life stuff was this polytechnic school that he goes to. He did most of his early schooling, so K through 12, at a school in Pasadena called the Polytechnic School, which is basically like, if I'm reading right on their, I ended up spending a lot of time looking at the Polytechnic School because they sound like an educational wonderland. Like all the shit that I bitch about when I go on a rant about education, they address it there. It's a private school, so
Yeah.
obviously rich kids only need apply unless you got a voucher. But small class sizes, big open areas, class collaboration, all the things that don't happen in normal school
Yeah.
happen there. So a lot of famous, semi-famous folks have come out of there. I didn't pull a list of them because Dr. Drew's the most notable among them. But some state senators and some governors and some this, that, and the other things have all come through this school. And it's a really prestigious school, but really kind of snobbish too because it's in Pasadena. So that's a super
So it's like a really great
upscale-
school, but it's basically for rich people.
Right.
Or people who get lucky and get scholarships.
Right. So I don't know if he earns a snake oil for that or not. I don't think he does. I mean, he didn't choose to be born to rich parents, right? You can't.
Fair. He didn't choose to be born in Pasadena, but you still gave him one for that.
Well, he was raised in Pasadena, though. That's why, because it's the city
so I
of
feel
scams.
like you already. I feel like you already appraised that point. Then
The city of scams, TJ. The city
Yeah.
of scams. Yeah, so we got the picture of him in high school, and so that's basically it. Like his childhood is kind of shrouded in mystery. He didn't do much of note in his early years. He kind of broke onto the scene. He definitely wanted to be a doctor like his father. That was his aim. And when we're getting into the pre-TV section for Drew, so we'd probably want to go
yeah.
go
All right,
back
so
to
I'm going to go to Dr.
Phil.
Now, this
yeah.
is where Dr. Phil's story gets a little bit
dicey.
fucked up. Like, not just dicey, but to me, fucked up. It depends on your value system. You're reading this shit, but, you know, I'll let you be the judge.
All right, fair
So
enough.
Dr. Phil, first of all, is a pretty well-educated guy. Like, he has...
I mean, you can't publicly call yourself Dr. Phil unless
He
you're
graduated
really a
in
doctor.
1975 from Midwestern State University with a BA in psychology. He went on to earn an MA in experimental psychology in 1976 and a PhD degree in clinical psychology in 1979 at the University of North Texas.
So he is legitimately Dr. Phil, because I've heard people say that they think he's not even really a doctor. So
Well,
they can
that
put that
seems
to
wrong.
rest. He can.
I call him Mr. Phil at this point because, well, I'll
he has a doctorate. You have to call him Dr. Phil.
I don't have to do anything.
Why not?
Where his
Why not?
dissertation
Yes,
was
you do,
titled
TJ. Yes, you do.
He had a
TJ,
dissertation.
look at me.
Yes.
Look at me.
Yeah.
You do have to call me by doctor.
No.
I will not accept your disrespect.
I've earned
Your
that title,
psychology
I earned that
license
title, TJ.
TJ.
lapsed in 2006.
I earned that title.
You still...
I'm a doctor.
You didn't keep up with your licenses.
I
so
still have a doctorate.
No.
He still has it, TJ.
It's disqual. You're disqualified.
He is not TJ. He is. Look, TJ. He
A
is.
doctorate
This
is
is for
not a title that
entertainment.
goes away whether you maintain your license.
TJ,
It's a title
it is now.
conferred
Did
upon
he
the
earn-
completion
did he earn
of
a doctorate,
degree,
TJ? The Dr.
Hey, you
Phil
want
earned
to
a
go head to
doctorate.
head with me, TJ?
Did
We
he,
can go head to
TJ?
head, TJ.
So he wrote a thing.
TJ, excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
I'm trying to tell you about his fucking
Excuse
dissertation.
me. Excuse me.
Yes.
Did he earn a doctorate or not?
Yes, he did.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
But I still call him Mr. Phil because he sucks.
That's fine, T. That's incorrect.
Rheumatoid arthritis, a psychological intervention. I looked up the dissertation. He was basically just seeing if relaxation techniques would alleviate the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis.
He wanted to help people with rheumatoid arthritis,
Yeah.
dude.
And it's pretty dry, but I read it, or most of it, or whatever. It was like 130 pages long. But there was nothing juicy in there.
Nothing juicy.
No. But here's where it gets kind of juicy. You think after all that stuff, he'd want a career in psychology. And for a while, he did it. But I think he learned pretty quickly that he doesn't really have a genuine interest in helping people.
That's your contention?
That's what I think.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he did the whole one-on-one psychology thing for a while. But a few years after it being in practice, he's like, I hate this.
I actually, in fact, do not give a
So-
shit about your problems.
He decides what he really wants to do is make some fucking money. And so he
That's a good
decides
idea.
to get with his dad,
He's going to make some
who's
fucking moolah.
also at this point living his dream of being a psychologist.
Right.
And they team up with this woman named Thelma Box.
Thelma
All right.
Box?
Thelma Box.
That's just a really lazy last
Sounds
name.
like a pseudonym.
She's a Texas businesswoman. All right. And they decide that they're going to get into the seminar business.
Oh, shit,
And they
dude.
start doing self-help seminars under the name Pathways.
Oh shit! You're right. Give me snake oil.
All right,
for that.
give about
for pathways.
Hold on. You might want to get more than one because
All
listen to
right,
this.
Okay, well, one so far.
The seminars were billed as experience-based training, which allows individuals to achieve and create their own results.
5 snake oils, dude.
That's
That's every scam rolled into
is
one,
that a
dude.
direct quote from that?
Yes, that's
5 snake
That's
oils.
how it was billed.
5.
5.
Give him 5.
Dude, it is just like a prey on the
That is
stupid and
absurd.
weak.
That sounds
Seminar.
like dude. So he was already a huckster.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, Paul, he
it
practiced.
gets better.
Oh, I always thought
He
Phil
you know-
was tainted
you know what's
by the
crazy?
money or some
He
shit.
practiced-
No. Listen to this.
He practiced real medicine for like 2 years and was like, "This isn't for me."
Yeah.
I mean, what a joke,
So
dude.
here's what he did next. So Thelma Box, and this is kind of skipping forward, but it ties in.
Okay.
Thelma Box, after Dr. Phil became famous, ended up saying that phrases and terminology and quaint sayings used by McGraw on Oprah and the Dr. Phil show were coined by Box and presented by McGraw in old Pathways
Lawsuit.
seminars. So McGraw admits that some of the material from Life Strategies, his first bestseller, is taken directly from the Pathways seminar. However, he has never mentioned Box or her contributions to his
Dude.
success.
So
in
he just
any
like-
way.
Oh man, he is a fucking snake, dude. Give him
dude, what a
5 more,
dirty
dude.
Fuck.
Dude, he is like the kind of guy that's like, "Yeah, teacher, we're gonna team up on this. You write all this shit." So like,
What
thanks.
a filthy fuck.
Hey, you know what?
So all kinds
I
of
have
these
an idea.
famous witticisms and shit that he
I'm
was
gonna
using
publish
on
a
Oprah
fucking
and shit,
book.
they were all written by this bitch because she's like this pithy saying machine or whatever. And he's got the charisma to deliver them way better than she does. So he goes out there and presents this stuff that she wrote a bunch of it up, but she doesn't get any credit when he actually makes it big and
So
gets famous.
Dr. Phil is really just a performer, is what you're saying at this point.
Yes.
I mean, that's really what he is.
And he's a self-help guy. And here's the fucking fucked up cherry on the sundae. Because remember, he went into this with his dad, too. 8 years after joining Box, McGraw signed an agreement for the sale of his Pathways seminar stock for $325,000 without notifying either his father or Box of the impending sale.
Oh.
So he sold his stock out from under them without even notifying them that he's leaving the fucking company. He's just like, I'm gone.
Dude.
Say is.
So
Ruthless,
for
dude.
Yeah, dude. Give him at least another 3 snake oils for this. So he's up to like 7 or 8.
Oh, dude, he's up to more than that, dude.
Well, you got
Well,
5.
yeah, that's what I mean. Just on this one.
Oh, just on this. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 8 so
he's up to
far
10
in his pre-TV
overall.
career. See, this may not be the
So-
horse race I'm making it out.
So Choices, actually, the company Choices is still
Still scamming away.
because Box after Box left, or after Dr. Phil left Pathways, Box decided she was going to do her own seminar series entitled Choices. And here's that. Success, sunset, cheerful, life,
Oh my
direction,
God.
active, happiness,
Oh my
joy,
God.
freedom,
look,
inspiration, healthy.
If you can't see this as a scam,
Oh my God, dude! Can you imagine? Dude, we should go to
You're
one of
just-
these fucking
I
things
cannot
one time
heal.
and document it.
I cannot heal or change what I do not acknowledge. I'll go to their about real quick because she's still trying to get a little bit of that Dr. Phil shit, and this is the bitch here. Thelma Box is the creator and founder of Choices Seminars. She is a successful Texas businesswoman. Years spent in successful real estate, hotel, and insurance businesses left her wondering why employees and friends practice behaviors that were self-defeating. Here she comes to save us. And she's still talking about Dr. Phil. In 1983, Thelma Box, Dr. Phil McGraw, and Joe McGraw started
dude, see how much this shit
seminars
costs, dude.
so that people could live their lives
TJ.
at 100%.
See how much this actually, like, let's say you want it.
Yeah,
Registration.
How much does it cost to go to this shit? Registration.
All right.
How
We
much?
should go to one of these and document the. Oh, they don't even let you know.
You don't even know.
You have to
Ask
fill
if you're
out
a
all
smoker
your.
or not.
They got to fill out all this shit before you go.
Look at
and
calendar.
Weirdly, even though she left Pathways
JJ,
and all
look
that
on the
shit,
calendar. You might be able to see the events. Sometimes they have like the prices.
Yeah, they got to give you the price somewhere.
All right, so
Where are
we'll
they
go to
going next?
Events in Texas here. So there's choices, and then there's super choices,
Oh,
and then there's
shit.
givers 1 and 2, and then there's super givers, and then there's a kids camp to brainwash the kids. And
That's in New Braunfels. That's like right around where I was staying.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's nothing listed about.
Wow, she's like working my old neighborhood
And even though
on the scam circuit.
even though
Cool.
Dr. Phil left Pathways and she left Pathways and everyone left Pathways, for some reason Pathways is still a thing as well. So we can kind of look at what that's become as well. I don't know. Let's check out their about.
Is he still?
He has nothing to do with it anymore.
So he's just. Then who cares? Let's
Well,
see if
I mean, I just
maybe
want-
they've carried along
They
his.
they say that they carry on his tradition.
Oh, okay, I got
So
it.
it's to build self-esteem, confidence, and personal power, raise emotional intelligence, maturity, and heal emotional wounds, discover new tools to resolve relationship issues, find your life's purpose, change destructive habits into positive ones. I mean, it's just going to
Dude, you know
basically, it's going to make you a better person.
You know what's
all
just
around.
great now, dude? The scammers really have evolved.
I mean, how the fuck is this not
what-
snake oil?
That's what I'm saying, because you know what they used to have the snake oil to sell you. Like you got there had to be a physical, tangible thing that's going to fix your problems. Now it's just like we're going to make you able to deal with your problems. Like the even bigger scam, because you know if you fail, you can't blame them. Like they gave you the tools, you didn't
Right.
properly use it. You suck.
What's the thing of this list? Is it do you follow every blue check mark with a generality?
Yes.
Like that's
Come on, Paul. Dude, look at this one. Restore your faith in humanity. Wow.
dude. Let's pay for
we
Paul
gotta
to go.
dude, I gotta
Dude,
go.
Paul's got to go, dude.
Paul, you got to
I'll
go to
this.
Pathways, dude.
I'll do it. Find out. Like, let's book
Let's
me
see
because
where
it'll be. I'll shoot the whole thing, dude.
Let's go.
I'll go.
Dude,
All right, here's their 2018 calendar.
Okay,
Where are they
show me.
going to come?
Yeah, they got to be close.
when are they coming, man?
I don't know. They're all over the place.
All right, so starting when? This is
don't know.
2018 January. So
Okay,
we're.
go to October.
Whoa.
Oh, we got to log in?
All right, well, we'll have to figure it
All
out.
right, here's what everything is.
Okay.
This is the blue ones are Weekend and Partners. The dark blue ones are The Walk.
The walk.
Yeah, The Walk.
Oh shit, dude.
Let's see. Does it tell you? No, it doesn't tell you. You got to fucking sign up for some shit. It's behind a paywall.
All right, well,
These things are basically cults.
I know. I'm gonna do it.
These
Dude,
things are
you send me
basically
to this
fucking
thing.
cults.
It says it's gonna restore my fucking faith in humanity, dude. Send me to this thing.
Send it to you.
Send me to this thing, dude. It'll be hilarious. It'll be hilarious, dude. I'll shoot the whole fucking thing. I'll see. I'll be honest. Maybe they'll get me.
What if they get you and then we got to deal with your new positive attitude all the time?
That's not gonna happen.
That would
dude.
suck.
That would suck for us. I mean, like
For
even
you.
the remote possibility of
For
that
me, I'd be my best self.
All right. Well, I guess so. TJ, you okay, buddy? What the fuck? I didn't even do nothing.
TJ, you okay?
You
Are you
okay, buddy?
TJ?
You okay?
You okay, buddy?
TJ, are you okay? Are you okay, TJ?
You
All
all right,
right.
dude?
That's I
Look at
don't know
these
what that
fucking-
is.
That's Dr. Drew.
All right.
So are you? Is there more pre-TV?
No, there's that's it. Wait. No, I'm sorry. There's so much more Dr. Phil. What am I thinking?
Wow.
Damn him.
Is there anything with Dr. Phil?
I thought I was done, but I'm not. There's still more I have to go through. So in 1990, not making enough fucking money doing these scam ass seminars.
I mean, of course
suppose, which I'm sure he was making a shit ton, but he basically used that money to start a new company called Courtroom Sciences Inc. A consulting firm for big trials.
If nothing else, you have to stand back in awe of the bullshit that this guy concocted.
And here's what they get
for
up
a career.
to. Let me tell you what they get up to. All right, so here's what they specialize in: court reporting, which is just documenting what's happening in the court. So whatever.
So pretty innocuous.
So that's not too much. Whatever. But here's where it gets a little weird: records retrieval.
I mean, hey,
It's not too bad. Just finding records. Litigation psychology. This is where it gets fucked up to me. Our team of social psychologists and legal experts conduct jury research. So basically, like, let's figure out which jurors we think are going to go our way and make sure that we select those.
Well, that's voir dire. Both sides do that.
Sure. But I mean, like, I'm talking about in a big trial where it's like a giant corporation versus someone who doesn't have those kind of resources.
He'd be the guy that they'd hire to help them find
He's going to be
out
the guy
jury.
they're hiring not to be fair, but to fucking stack everything in their favor, which is, of course, what they're
let's
supposed
be
to do in a
honest.
court case.
The people that are using shit like this are rich people.
Right.
Yes.
I can't. If I was doing a trial,
No.
I couldn't afford this shit.
No.
Fuck no, not even close, dude.
So they do that. They do witness training. Just sounds wrong fundamentally. Assist litigation attorneys with a variety of trial and attribution services. CSI ensures that clients have powerful case strategies reinforced with clear themes and theories.
You know what it sounds like?
I mean, this is basically, they're basically there to figure out the mass psychology of the jury and whoever else is
What
watching
this is-
and trying to control how things are presented.
It sounds like what it does is also it creates a legal separation. So it's like you have the lawyer, and then the lawyer hires this person. So there's even a greater separation between the client and the person using the service. You know what I mean?
They're basically there to make sure the theatrics of your trial are what they need to
look
be.
good.
Which I think is scummy. And, in a case where it's two giant corporations against each other,
you say
both
it's scummy.
sides have that.
I mean,
of
I'd say it's
course.
scummy, but if you were on trial,
Sure, I'd want it.
Of course you'd
Of
want
course
it.
I'd fucking want it.
Of course.
The reason I think it's scummy is because I just think of all the scenarios where some poor fuck that got screwed over by a giant corporation is trying to sue, and he's up against this shit.
What about all the people fucked over by the state constantly where they don't get adequate legal representation, dude? I mean, so
Exactly.
it's like...
what expertise? I guess using psychology. I guess that makes sense. But like legal expertise, he's not a lawyer. None of that background information you gave us included
Nope.
law, so it
doesn't matter because he's there. He's there.
He's there to psychologically manipulate.
And
it all works,
outcomes
dude.
in
It all
cases.
works in fucking...
and he's just
Give him another snake oil for that.
I mean, I think it's snake oily. I don't think
yeah.
it deserves a ton, but I think it gets
no,
at least
it deserves to be noted for sure. That's
All right,
shitty.
so eventually CSI, the fucking acronym of his company, became a profitable enterprise, advising Fortune 500 companies and injured plaintiffs in achieving settlements. McGraw is no longer an officer or director of the company, so he's not involved any longer, but he did start it.
But still, it makes sense. Yeah.
After
he's the
starting
founder.
CSI, McGraw ceased the practice of psychology. He kept his license current and in good standing until he elected to retire it 15 years later in 2006. Appearing on the Today Show in January 2008, McGraw said he has made it very clear that his current work does not involve the practice of psychology. He also said
Bullshit.
he has retired from psychology. According to the Today Show, the California Board of Psychology determined
So wait a
in
minute.
2002 that he did not require a license because his shows involve entertainment rather than psychology.
So wait a minute. If he sits, now we'll get to his TV shows later, but I have questions. Well, no, I guess I got to ask the question now because it's coming up now. He sits a mom across from somebody she molested and has an intervention with those two people and talks. How is
Paul,
that not the practice
Paul,
of psychology?
That is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah,
he's
it's like-
he's a highly trained
No,
psychologist.
Paul, this is
Dr.
entertainment.
Phil is for novelty purposes.
And he
only.
facilitates a conversation between a mother and somebody that
Paul,
mother molested
do people
or
have
was molested
Paul,
by.
Paul, do people have free will?
Of course they do.
I
But I'm just
probably-
saying, why do people...
Then they freely and openly
I
choose
probably should have put that
to
in
broadcast
the TV
these problems. Do they
category,
not,
but-
Paul?
But
Do
it
they-
makes sense.
Paul, Paul, are these people compensated in any way to be on Dr. Phil? Do you think? I would guess they probably some of them probably are, right?
Yes.
So you say it's exploitative, but in the same sense, maybe they're exploiting the show and the audience as well.
Well, everybody's trying to chase the dollar at some point.
Yeah, yep.
But he's the muck master at the top of the heap, though, shitting out.
I mean, undeniably, Paul. But I mean,
bits.
we have to be honest about the shit heap. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, would the shit heap not exist if a bunch of people didn't like to look at shit?
I mean, that's true. Dude, I like looking at this shit sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, so there's part of you is
Like
like,
watching
yeah,
some
this guy's an
Dr. Phil.
exploitive fuck, but he's being rewarded for it, so obviously it works to some degree. There's some genuine need for people like him in the world, I guess. I mean, it's fucked up as it is to say. I mean,
I guess so.
it is kind of a reality, is it not?
All right, so that's all I got for his pre-TV career.
Well, I got to tell you, Dr. Drew really doesn't have... See, Dr. Drew's a different kind of story.
Oops.
Because Dr. Drew, I think, while it sounds like Phil charges out the gate as a villain, Dr. Drew, I think, is a guy that was corrupted by the money. Because his early career is really pretty cool. He was in school still when it started, and he was still a medical student. Now, he went ahead and got his doctorate and everything and practices medicine, but his real career as we know him in entertainment started in 1984. He started appearing on this thing while still a medical student called Ask a Surgeon, which was on K-Rock, which is the biggest rock station in New York. And it was like a late night kind of weird show where they'd have doctors on to talk about things. And he started
K-Rock
appearing
in Los Angeles? I thought it was in Los Angeles.
Oh, K-Rock. Yeah, sorry. LA.
Yeah. I thought maybe there's another one in New York or something.
Right. So it was a big, radio show at the time. Yeah, I don't know why. K-Rock I always associate with fucking Howard Stern because he was at K-Rock, but that's
He was syndicated there.
that's on the East.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. But anyways, yeah.
Anyway, in L.A., so it was just a show where people could call in with medical questions. And he kind of stood out as a personality almost immediately. And another show that they had, Loveline.
He just had more je ne sais quoi, like he had more of that equality where it's like he knew there was an audience listening.
He was a good straight man. They found out that he was a good straight man to put across from a really boisterous comedian. He played well against a guy that was super funny. He was a good actually it's not that way, Tim. Like that guy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
but he does a good job at it.
I briefly remember Loveline, and there was like Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, and I always remember that show where he'd be like, well, if you have some genital warts, it sounds like you need to have that evaluated by a physician, you know what I mean? And he had this very, the advice he gave was just really solid, you know what I mean? So, when you, heard it, it didn't sound like he was a shill or anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember you talked about that. It was like, the show had integrity, and, he had an integrity about him that people really just, resonated with.
Yeah. And in a really frank way of talking, and he's really unflappable too. It's very hard to ask him a question that he's not going to immediately take a moment to consider and then answer. He's got a real easy way of answering tough questions bluntly and honestly that really resonated with audiences. And so the nascent Dr. Drew was born kind of when Loveline was combined with Ask a Surgeon to become a kind of wacky late night call-in show for teens and young adults to call into with medical questions or questions about sex or...
And you said that at the time, you kind of viewed him almost like as a father figure because
he really was.
He's someone you could ask questions that you didn't really want to ask your parents or anything like that.
In a non-judgmental way.
It was a
Or your
California
peers even.
staple. Loveline, Loveline didn't go national for a while, but... When I was a young teenager, I listened to Loveline almost it was syndicated all over California. And so it was a late night show, and I went to sleep listening to Loveline from probably about the age of 15 or 16 all the way through 18. I mean, it was just a part of my life, and Dr. Drew was part of that.
What was the appeal? Because I remember it nationally a little bit, but I don't really remember.
It was funny.
The old radio show or what was it was.
It was
about,
funny
or...
because it had that late night quality. They could get away with shit that you wouldn't be able to during normal radio hours, and with the auspices of having a doctor there to answer medical questions. So it was kind of titillating because they could talk about sex and shit. But really, what kept me coming back to it was just like a long, frank conversation between Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. And punctuated with all these crazy call-ins that were screened, obviously, for the crazier ones. But that talked about shit that you weren't supposed to talk about. Like, I would have rather gone to Dr. Drew with a question about sex than my dad. And a lot of people felt that way.
And why is it? Because he was just so frank.
Because he
right?
would just give you the straight shit. Like, he would laugh if it was funny. Like, he understood the humor behind it. That's why he's good at what he did. But he would just honestly answer you, like, yes, you don't want to stick a pineapple up your ass.
Like,
it's a bad idea. You could get hemorrhaging and anal fissures.
He was really clinical to a degree, is what you're saying. But there's also a human element. Like, he had
a way of humanizing that.
He had a good bedside manner where he could really talk to people and empathize with them.
He knew how to use
and say,
the medical
hey,
terminology and then explain it to people in a way that they could understand. Here's why it's a bad idea to put super glue down the tip of your dick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because here I've actually read case studies of this happening, and here's what the guy had to do. They have to flay the penis open from the top to the bottom and remove it physically from the urethra, like a hard chunk of the glue, and then they have to sew him back up. And the penis is almost never the same. The vascular, that's how he'd go on about that. And kids love that shit because it's like you can explain to them like what happens when something happens rather than just going, don't. Don't
do it.
I don't know. Like it implies respect. He was willing to talk to kids that called in like they were adults and answer their very adult questions in adult ways that they could understand.
Well, I mean,
and it was actually a necessary thing. Like he filled a void. He was like a lot of people compare him to Dr. Ruth, who I don't know if you guys remember Dr. Ruth at all.
I remember Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth was this little old lady who was she was a psychologist as well. She was maybe one of the first kind of TV psychologists, but she was known for frankly talking about sex because she specialized in human sexuality. And so she had this really great accent and stuff, but she was really great at that. But he was the dad figure for teenagers who couldn't go to their dads and go, "Hey dad, I'm gay and I'm wondering how do I be safe and have sex?"
So
with
the
my
show was
boyfriend?"
also socially relevant, is what
Right,
you're saying.
yeah.
There was a thing where it was like it was
AIDS was a huge thing at the time.
It was weaved into the
and so
cultural fabric where people like you would you talk to your buddies at the time, like, oh, Loveline. They would be like,
Right.
oh yeah, dude, I saw this and listened to that or heard this.
When this started, AIDS was a gigantic national epidemic. If you go back to that other picture of him with the condoms and shit, did you take it down?
No, I got it.
Yeah. Because it really, the reason why he's depicted there with his co-host at the time in an ocean of condoms is because he was a large driver of that, like safe sex, be protected. He never told kids don't fuck. He told them, if you think you're ready to do it, you think it's a smart idea, go ahead and have sex, but do it safely. Use a condom, use spermicidal lubricant, use this. You don't want to have a baby. You don't want to get a disease. You know what I mean? And because he was so frank about everything else, because he would talk to you about, hey, can I put a fucking dildo up my ass? Is that going to hurt me? You know what I mean? He'd be like, well, that depends on, you just have to be very careful. Use lots of lubricant. It depends on the size of the dildo.
So he's very realistic
right.
with people.
Now, you could
he's
get
not
hemorrhaging if you're too rough with yourself back there, but usually it's fine.
He's not rough
Right.
with people.
And he never judged anybody for their kinks and shit. They would call in and be like, yeah, I like to whip myself. Is that okay? He'd be like, yeah, that's called masochism. And it's like, it's okay to want to inflict pain on yourself or have pain inflicted upon you. It's well documented.
It sounds like there's really just the quality of the show that it just has so many. And
Adam Carolla
it has
was there.
so many different appeals. Like, there's a comedy element to it. There's like the wacky
so
shit.
you got a comedian there that's
there's
gonna
like
goof on
solid
him.
advice. There's very an understanding host.
I have a clip from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear some.
Hey, Drew, when you were at the Best Buy yesterday, did some 16-year-old chick come up to you and start talking to you about what an asshole I was?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She scared me.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
First of all, she was very upset, and I don't know what you'd said to her. She walked away yelling.
Oh, she did?
You're an asshole.
Some 16-year-old chick came up to me and said, and I got this great policy for anyone who screws with me, by the way, but she said, I was looking at phones that I wasn't satisfied with, and she said, Are you an asshole in real life, too? She was like a 16-year-old girl. And I just looked at her and I said, beat it.
Oh, boy.
Beat it is one of the greatest things you can say to somebody. But you can't say anything else. You can't say, like, beat it now or no, I'm not. I was looking at phones that I wasn't. You just got to look at them and go, beat it. And it scares him every time. So I scared her, and I guess she went and talked to you, and then I lost track of her.
Yeah, she looked like she was getting ready to start throwing stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, she got angry.
Yeah.
Fine. We'll take ourselves a little break, and we'll be right back.
But, TJ, I hate to tell you that the image that I have painted of Dr. Drew Pinsky on Loveline is, in itself, tarnished. I put it in the wrong section, but I did pull an article up, if you could pull it for me here, about Dr. Drew, and this came out, not this one. Okay. There we go.
Whoa.
So this came out relatively recently, but in a lawsuit against GlaxoSmithKline, it was revealed that among many other doctors and celebrities and shit, Dr. Drew was paid to shill his antidepressant on Loveline, basically, to make positive claims about Wellbutrin in exchange for $275,000.
You know, looks like all that integrity was.
Now, the only reason we
dude,
know
his integrity was branding.
The only reason that we know that this happened is because of this lawsuit. So we have no idea how many more of these contracts that Dr. Drew has taken, how many more pieces of his advice are tainted by corporate expectation.
So the entire time you were listening to him,
yes,
and trusting him. And
now, I don't know if it was the entire time. Maybe this was a one-off thing.
Right.
But I have to call into question now everything that he ever said about go try, get on it. Because you know what? He used to say, I was a kid with depression, and kids with depression would call in and say, I want to kill myself, or I want this, I want that. And he'd say, you need to go talk to somebody. You need to get on a Lexapro or Wellbutrin. Or I'd hear him do it. Now, I have to call into question, was that good advice to give that kid, or was he paid to do that? And was it maybe bad advice to tell that kid to go get on an antidepressant? Especially because it's really bad. It just makes it dark.
I mean, but don't you think with him not
questionable.
meeting or knowing these people are actually being their physician, that it is kind of an extreme step to tell them go ask for drugs? I mean, maybe look. I'm not saying it would never be beneficial to those people, but it's really kind of
drugs.
like but go get these specific drugs.
Yeah, go talk to your doctor
Look
and
at
let him talk to
Prozac.
you about some of the different drugs that are available. Not, you should really try Wellbutrin. Now, he made some wild claims about Wellbutrin. I wasn't able to find a clip of him saying it, but one of the claims that it was alleged that he made while he was under this contract was that Wellbutrin could, quote, make women multi-orgasmic.
Oh my God.
And it happened while he was under contract to say nice things about Wellbutrin. That claim, by the way, never substantiated by any kind of scientific study. Just something that, another reason why to funnel more women onto Wellbutrin, because it makes me come a bunch of times in a row.
It's just peddling
conceivably,
shit.
he was on a show. Conceivably, when you're on because I guess somebody called in and said they came a bunch when they were on it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, conceivably this drug could make women, multiple orgasm. That could happen."
Dude, he's a doctor. He has a
While he's
scientific
being
background.
paid.
He knows those claims are bogus.
So how many snake oils does he get for being the father figure that was taking money from Big Pharma behind the scenes?
That's gotta be like 10 at least, dude.
10?
10, dude.
All right.
I mean,
Dude, he was sold. TJ, he was
dude.
sold on his integrity, TJ. Like, that's why people listen to
These
him. Like,
kids called him in with their deepest,
and he
darkest
surreptitiously
shit. Their
throws
darkest shit.
Dude, he
I'm
surreptitiously
gay and I can't tell my
Paul,
parents.
how
I'm
many people
depressed
do you
and I
think
want
he
to kill
surreptitiously
myself.
got hooked on drugs?
Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know. But if you respected him and said, that's good advice, I'm going to go talk to someone. I'm depressed. Oh, here's a bunch of drugs you're going to take.
I know I was horribly disappointed when I learned about this a while ago. I've hated Dr. Drew for a long time because there's more. I mean, just like with Phil, we're only scratching the surface of this motherfucker. So it's a horse race right now, guys. I think it's neck and neck, honestly, if I'm doing the math right.
Yeah, it's tied.
By no machinations of our own, neck and neck through their pre-TV careers.
So let's talk about Dr. Phil's TV career. So when we last saw our good buddy Dr. Phil, which I'll go ahead and put him back on the screen.
He's helping rich people beat their fucking rap. He was helping giant corporations better prepare for negotiations and shit.
He's running his CSI, his courtroom, whatever the fuck.
Basically,
it was.
give your side the advantage company.
Yep.
The courtroom Sciences Inc.
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
Huckster bullshit.
Huckster bullshit.
Incorporated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that it was legit. I mean, it must have been very satisfying to its clients because in 1995, Oprah Oprah was in some legal trouble. I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh
remember
shit,
it.
dude!
I was a
The
teenager
queen
then.
was in trouble.
She sued. Well, the cattle industry of Amarillo, Texas, sued Oprah because she did an expose on some of the shitty practices of
factory farming and shit.
factory farming and the beef industry, and
Them cattle
defamation
like it
and
like
shit.
that. They stay nice
and
and
how
warm.
it was the meat was tainted by all sorts of
Salmonella,
crazy shit.
yeah,
Yes.
all that shit.
She did an expose. They sued her, and she retained the services of CSI and worked.
Best decision she ever made.
Well, apparently it was because she won the suit. She was so impressed with McGraw in particular that she thanked him personally for her victory in the
Dude.
case.
Dr. Phil is the fucking just
Which ended in
an
1998.
expedient social climber, dude.
So
like,
soon after that,
He saw the big fish and he
Yes,
was
he
oh,
did.
dude, dude, I guarantee you,
he
Dr. Phil.
sucked up bad. He sucked up so hard to Oprah she didn't even thank his company. She thanked him.
That's what I'm saying. Like he
Wow.
was smart. Like he saw like Oprah's my client. I got to get in with this bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. And he made sure he got
Give him
in
a snake
tight.
oil for that.
Oh yeah, he does. Well, let's appraise them all at the end.
All right. Fair enough.
But his appearance was so successful that because after he won the case in '98, he appeared on her show, which I'm sure was his angle the whole time.
Of course.
His appearance proved so successful that he began appearing weekly as a relationship and life strategy expert.
Oh my god, dude.
On Tuesdays, starting in April of 1998.
Dude, so Dr. Phil is a really good con artist because obviously he fucking conned Oprah, dude.
So after that,
I mean, clearly she buys into his bullshit.
after he's in the national spotlight, he starts putting out books like crazy. Bestseller.
well, his show just becomes a vehicle to sell shit. At
Yes,
that point.
and well, he doesn't even have his own show yet. At this point, he's just on Oprah.
But yeah, but Queen Oprah touches his book, and it's like, you know, the books, like, dude, Oprah at that time,
she's
could
a book. She's a book selling.
She made
machine.
bestsellers. Oprah mentions your book. Remember that fucking book about the dude that made up his crazy
a
like
thousand
book
little
club
pieces or whatever
yeah.
the fuck it was. or
She
a
recommended
million
his book,
or-
and he was a New York Times bestseller like the next week.
and then he got exposed.
whatever they-
as being
however
full of
often
shit,
they
and then
do
she
it.
brought him back and like savaged him and fucking just like ripped.
Dude,
his
he fucking took
head
it,
off.
dude. That's how much power Oprah had, dude. Like most people would just be smart and be like, I'm not going to go on that show again.
Yeah, why? I don't know what he was. He was
She's
fucking
just like-
stupid. I guess he thought that maybe she was gonna be nice. The next year, he publishes his best-selling book after he's on the show. It's called Life Strategies. The next 4 years, he publishes 3 additional books, all bestsellers, along with workbooks to complement
Oh
them.
my god, dude. Dr. Phil is cashing in.
So as of September of 2002, McGraw formed Patesky, I don't know how it's pronounced, Productions, launched his own syndicated television show, Dr. Phil, produced by Winfrey's Harpo Studios. We all know what Dr. Phil's fucking show is.
Right.
So here's some things that got interesting. Weight loss products. Dr. Phil briefly tried to make a foray into selling weight loss
Ooh,
supplements.
that's a lucrative industry.
It is.
A great snake oil industry,
Yeah,
too.
in 2003, McGraw entered the weight loss business, selling shakes, energy bars, and supplements. These products were promoted on his show with his sisters Deanna,
Bone broth.
and Brenda, and nephew Tony, among the featured testimonials on the show.
Bone broth.
Dude, they're so lazy that they just get their family members to shill
Yes,
Dr.
and here's the thing: these products labels.
This shake is guaranteed to make you lose weight.
Here's what it was called: Shape It Up, Woo Woo.
Oh,
Give him a snake oil. Oh, my God.
it's up to at least
Shape
3 or 4.
it up. Woo-woo.
I mean, Dr. Phil has not found a scam industry that does not give him a hard on.
All right,
dude.
so here's what happened. All right, he said the advertising said these products contain scientifically researched levels of ingredients that can help you change your behavior to take control of
the
your
language
weight.
is so loaded there.
So here we go.
Can help you. You know what? You know why most medicine says it helps you.
Can
Hold on, let me
help
tell you what
you.
happened with it.
Can
Oh, okay.
help
Oh,
you,
go ahead,
Scotty.
go ahead.
Let me tell you what fucking ended up happening when they said that.
Sure.
That met with swift criticism from various sources.
Of course.
Who accused McGraw, who is a clinical psychologist and not a physician, of lacking the expertise to recommend weight loss products.
Yes, he does.
Facing a Federal Trade Commission investigation into Shape Up Woo Woo's claims, McGraw pulled the supplements off the market in March 2004, and the FTC dropped its probe.
Dude,
Wow.
so basically, Dr. Phil was like, Dr. Phil, can you actually prove anything you're saying here?
All right, we're pulling it off the
We have
shelves.
decided not to sell Shake Woo Woo any longer.
Shape it up, woo 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 woo.
Fuck.
Someone tried to investigate the claims, and he's like, "Oh shit, pull that off the shelves.
Get it out of there.
It's
Get
just
the snake oil off the shelves.
It's
now.
sawdust and lizard spit. Get it out of the stores.
Get it off the shelves now. Pull it now.
Dude, have you ever seen, dude?
They're gonna find out.
Watch a documentary or something about those supplements.
He's a literal snake oil
Dude, he is.
He pulled his cart out of town as soon as somebody asked, "Hey, mister, this water you sold me smelled like piss." He's like, bye.
All right, so aside from being a frequent guest on Oprah,
A literal snake oil salesman.
I love it.
Holy shit.
Aside from being a frequent guest on Oprah and having his own show, Dr. Phil, which we all know what Dr. Phil is. For those of you who don't know, it's a tabloid show, and he basically brings on pathetic, sad people. And
so you're saying you
makes them a
fell in love
spectacle
with a
of America.
Nigerian scammer, and now you want to move with him to Nigeria, but you have a husband and 3 small children? You know, it's shit like that.
All right, so here's some other ventures.
Phil.
Here's some less memorable TV adventures for
Some
Dr.
failures.
Phil.
Little roadblocks.
So, renovate my family.
That one tickled Scotty's gizzard.
Renovate.
That one tickled Scotty's gizzard.
I thought maybe
Like a
it was
house.
it was a Dr. Phil home renovation. It's
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna come
gonna
in.
renovate your family,
Hey,
TJ.
you know what I'm gonna do there for you, Scotty? I'm gonna come
all right.
in and I'm gonna renovate your family
Please,
for you.
let's
okay?
do it. My
Here's what we're
family's
gonna do.
fucked up,
I'm gonna
dude.
knock that asbestos right out of Taylor's head. All right, and we're gonna put some
Whoa,
new
whoa,
aluminum
whoa,
siding down the front of you.
Oh, whoa. You can't mention Taylor, dude. Don't mention Taylor, Dr. Phil. You're crossing the line, Dr. Phil.
I'm sorry. Did that emotionally hurt
It
you?
did.
Well, I apologize.
All right, so here's what it was. In 2005, McGraw's son Jay's television show.
Jays?
Yes, he has a son named Jay.
Oh, he gets another one.
Dude, that's a fucking Chad name I've ever heard it. It's
That
Jay's.
sounds like something that like Will
They
Smith
did
is
this-
going to
Hey,
name
what
his
the hell
next
is Jay?
his,
Jay's-
his son does this show, Renovate My Family, which is nothing more than a clone of ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Wow.
It was canceled at the start of its second season following a renovated family's lawsuit.
These motherfuckers couldn't see this shit coming a mile away. Let's find really dysfunctional families. They won't blame us for their problems at some point. One fucking season, and like, probably, dude, I bet you a number of these families were probably threatening legal action.
Dude.
What was Dr. Phil going to do to renovate their family?
So here's another show they had.
I mean, who
Renovate
the
it.
fuck would agree to this shit? I hope these
right,
families
so
were all fake, dude.
After Jay McGraw's show failed there,
Renovate My Family.
after Renovate My Family failed to be a hit, they did one called Moochers.
Moochers?
McGraw and Son announced a new show called Moochers, a clone of ABC's Kicked Out, which I've never even heard of the fucking that.
Who the fuck knows?
However, the show was canceled before any episodes aired.
Thanks.
I wonder
wise
why.
decision.
So let's get this straight here. The first show was just a clone of ABC Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and the second one that didn't even get released is just a clone of ABC's Kicked Out. The next one is called The Dr. Phil House. In 2006, The
I remember
Dr.
this
Phil
one.
House, which was just a clone of CBS's Big Brother,
Yeah.
began airing as part of the Dr. Phil television show.
So what you're saying is Dr. Phil is a really good social climber and really manipulative and stuff and really good at peddling shit. But when it comes to actually coming up with original ideas, like he ain't too good at that.
No.
He needs to steal his model
gotta
from somebody
steal
else.
everything.
Yeah, he's got to steal everything.
Following a protest by neighbors, the house in Los Angeles was shut down and production resumed on a sound stage on a studio backlot.
The Dr. Phil
so
House.
After the Dr. Phil House failed to captivate audiences, they retooled it and brought it back as Decision House.
Decision House.
Dude,
Dude, I can't deal with these names.
Decision
Decision
House.
House.
Decision House, dude.
what,
Okay.
What do they mean by this?
All
Like,
right.
what decisions do these people make? Like, they go to rehab or something, or what?
Decision House, a remix of Dr. Phil House, aired from September through
What should
November
I have for breakfast today?
2007.
Eggs, bacon.
Wait, hold on. But was canceled.
Paul, you're on a diet.
I don't even know what the premise was.
Decision House.
It was canceled due to poor reviews and dismal ratings.
What a shock,
Dr.
dude.
Phil, why?
All right, now Dr. Phil eventually did end up having a few successful shows. Okay,
All right, cool.
he started a show called The Doctors, which is an American syndicated talk show.
Oh, dude, I
airing
know-
daily on television.
Yeah,
in the
dude, I've
US,
seen that show.
Canada, Mexico, Australia, Ireland, Sweden, and Finland.
Dude, okay,
Debuted
dude.
in 2008, still running.
TJ, that show, dude, is basically like the Dr. Phil, but imagine with like just like physicians.
It's a panel of Dr. Phils.
Oh, dude, and they fucking they shill some serious snake oil shit. Like, they do a lot of. They have people from these industries, so, like they'll promote products, and it's like so clearly like someone paid to be on the show to promote shit.
But of all of Dr. Phil's television ventures, his latest is not only the worst, but also my favorite. He is an executive producer of a show called Bull. All right? Bull is an American drama television series starring Michael Weatherly. CBS ordered the program to series on May 13th, 2016, and it premiered on September 20th, 2016. The show is based on the early days of talk show host Dr. Phil McGraw's career when he was a trial consultant. On April 18th, 2018, CBS renewed the series for a third season.
So this guy, Michael Weatherly, is playing Dr. Phil?
He's playing a character based on Dr. Phil.
Does he look like
Dude.
Dr. Phil?
No. No, he does
This
not.
is the
So they made him into
ultimate-
like an
I'll
action
show
hero?
you. I'm going to show you the trailer.
Okay.
This fall, Michael Weatherly is
Dr. Bull.
Mr. Wolf?
Dr. Bull.
Yep. Looks spitting image.
Oh, dude.
Spitting fucking image, isn't he?
I'm noticing a difference. I don't know what it is. It's eluding me.
I'm suave, sophisticated, cool, and put together.
There's something weird about it because it's, I don't know, it's so not Dr. Phil.
Now I'm gonna try something out here. I have an effects thing. I'm gonna try. I think that we can maybe get away with showing it if we show it like this, and I raise this a little bit.
What is
If
it?
I put a weird like effect over it.
Okay.
Bull.
We have a defendant with a boy band haircut and pimp sneakers. They're not gonna convict me because of my haircut. You see that? He smirked. He's a smirker.
Guilty or innocent? Didn't see that coming. The verdict you get
Nice nuts.
How do I get invited to a high school party?
depends on the jury.
Oh, no.
Supposed to be on my side. I may be the only one who is.
Bull. Premiering CBS.
That is how
this fall.
Dr. Phil sees himself, dude.
If the
Wow.
object of this trailer was to never get me to watch the show, it succeeded.
That is how Dr. Phil views himself. That is
Wow.
when he creates a fictionalized
he's
version
fucking
of his young
delusional.
self. That's what he creates.
You know what they should fucking do?
I'm stunned.
They should show Dr. Phil.
He's not only a snake oil salesman; he's a user.
Dude, if they showed Dr. Phil in that period of his life, this is what Dr. Phil would be doing. He'd be in a seedy fucking hotel with a bag of fucking coke, and he's about to fuck two hookers, dude. And he's fucking counting all his money, and he's looking at all his checks and money.
Everything becomes cocaine and hookers to you.
Because, dude, that's what Dr. Phil was doing, dude. He just dumps out his bag of fucking money, dude, and he's just like, you know what?
I love it.
Life is fucking
All right,
good.
so for his TV career, I say you got to assess at least another 10.
Oh, God, easy,
I think
dude.
that's low.
Oh, what? You think that's low?
I think 15 is something.
Oh, I
closer.
don't know.
I mean, that's just.
I don't know,
He literally
man.
sold snake oil.
All right, so let me just go through a
Multiple
quick recap.
times.
He had a
10
bunch
is
of horrible
10 is pretty extreme.
All right, so
though.
here's what he's done. Let's just do a quick overview for you guys. So he cozied up to Oprah.
I mean, who
Used
wouldn't
her
do that, though?
used her platform to get his own show. Tried to sell some bullshit weight loss products
That's at least 2 or 3 right there.
that he had to drop from the show. I mean, that is literal snake oil, dude. Because as soon as someone investigated it, he's out of town.
So you guys want to give him like
He then goes on to do a
there's only
series
3 to
of
5 to that.
stealing other people's shows, but branding it under his brand
right.
and hoping that people will just
Three.
not notice that
All
it's
right.
a total ripoff.
I
I mean, I say he's got to have at least 10 in the fucking TV career category.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can see
I
15.
say-
I can see more.
I say 13 then.
13.
13 sounds fair.
13 it is.
I feel we came to an agreement.
All right. So now it's time to look at the television career of Dr. Drew.
So it didn't take long for somebody to figure out that they had lightning in a bottle with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew on Loveline. And MTV was the one to pick it up because it was kind of the alternative hip network back in
dude,
the,
that
in the
was
late
perfect.
90s.
Dude, I remember that, dude. Loveline was the perfect program.
I pulled a commercial from Loveline if you want to play it.
Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sure. But it was the same format, a little cleaned up.
Is it the Seattle numbers call-in, or is that something else?
Yes.
Well, dude, it really had an appeal to like you said, it was like teenagers to young adults. I mean, they're not watching fucking Jay Leno and the Tonight Show and that kind of, or you know, and they're not watching the Tonight Show. Is what I'm saying. They're not watching that.
Love Line is a show about love. It's also about lines.
You're on the Love Line phone. What's your question?
People call and talk about love.
My boyfriend keeps avoiding me. What can I do?
And serious experts answer them.
Please, double up on the deodorant.
Love Line. Good advice, diverse points of view, celeb guests, and a whole lot of love.
So it worked pretty well, and it ran for quite some time. But it was around the time that it got picked up that Dr. Drew started taking money from GlaxoSmithKline. So that's the first provable instance of him selling out, was immediately as soon as he got national attention and had an MTV show.
Yeah.
So to say that he didn't do it before that, I don't know. I mean,
someone in the chat says Bull is actually good.
Oh, maybe it is.
I mean, if it is, it is, but that's not Dr. Phil.
No.
So either way.
But Love Line eventually came to an end. It went on for a while. Adam Carolla left. And as a TV show, it kind of ceased. But it still went on for a while as a radio show with a few different hosts, with Dr. Drew being the only kind of solid rock at the center of it. And I think he said he did it out of a public service, but I think he did it as a platform, because he immediately did what Dr. Phil did, which was to make a bunch of different shows. So the one that hit was Celebrity Rehab. And
now, I know you have
this has to be the most reprehensible reality TV show.
This is the reason that you chose.
That is a hell of a fucking
Drew.
claim.
Yes.
So, the most reprehensible reality show.
Go ahead and lay into the reasons why you think it's a despicable fucking show.
The burden of proof is fucking high for that one.
It's a show dealing with people who are substance addicted people.
Mm-hmm.
They're addicts of various stripes: alcohol, heroin, cocaine. All of these things were represented on the show. Different kinds of pills. Addictive behavior is fucked up. When people are addicted to something and then they withdraw from it, they do things that they wouldn't normally do. They become kind of demonic.
But couldn't you argue there's also shows, I mean, like fucking Hoarders, there's fucking those rehab shows.
Those are still way exploitative, and I hate those fucking shows too. But this show, there's something particularly, because this show is run by a doctor. Hoarders, I know they have doctors,
but
they try and help these people. And
I mean, it's still exploitative, obviously.
Dr. Drew never dug anybody's house out.
Well, we got a whole other section on exploitation, so let's
not but I'm just saying the nature of this show is to take people who are in profound crisis and give them money and incentivize them to play up and make asses of themselves. And remember, this is at the dawn of the internet when this started. It's the beginnings of social media, the beginnings of this kind of mass media life that we live in, where so these people were just subjected to horrible stories and horrible news things on the internet about them, and clips of them having emotional breakdowns while withdrawing from cocaine are just endlessly played everywhere. And as you can imagine, that probably isn't great for recovery. You don't see a lot of recovery places have cameras around capturing all the meltdowns and stuff from addicts, and for good reason. And Dr. Drew, being a doctor, should know that. That's a fundamental principle. So it's just a horrible show. But it didn't stop there. Celebrity Rehab, controversial though it was.
I noticed you put this article after. This is after On Call. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
So we'll cover that in a second.
During that show that happened, but you can pull it up. That's actually fine.
I actually have a.
It was on that show.
I think I have a Celebrity Rehab clip as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can watch what he thought was going to be
feel
helpful
for the show
to
is
these
like,
addicts.
I've never seen this show before.
So is it this?
Now we got to be careful with this one. I don't know how much we can get away with any of these properties. It's like showing.
Look at the basic idea.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said, I don't know.
On season 1 of Celebrity Rehab, Daniel Baldwin questioned Jeff Conaway's desire to get sober.
Do you want to get sober? And your answer was, you didn't know. That really scared me.
Thus began the most ridiculous and confusing battle of words in TV history.
Muted, honestly.
All right.
So it's basically a bunch of B-list.
You've had a seizure in here, you've had to go to the hospital in here, you've disrupted the group a number of times with loud antics, you smuggled drugs into the place.
Daniel accuses Jeff Conway of smuggling drugs, which is the spark that ignites him.
No, I did not.
No, I did not.
Unbeknownst to you or not.
No, I did not take it back.
I've never heard the phrase unbeknownst to you said so many times. Like that's the way to stop a fight.
Unbeknownst to you.
I said no. I did not take
So
it back.
actually, if you think about it from that perspective, it's probably de-incentivized.
I said no. I did not
Think about this. These cameras are real.
You didn't know it was on you.
So all they're taking,
and there weren't cameras in my pants. There were cameras all over the place.
Yeah.
The only place there
What are
weren't
your
cameras were in
pants?
the bathroom.
Not something that
Well,
you
I'm saying is,
know
think about this.
about.
All the footage, all this fucking hours and hours of footage.
and put cocaine in your pocket. I did not have any on me.
These people having mental breakdowns.
Said unbeknownst to
And then
you.
Dr. Drew is like, I'm going to try to help.
Jeff didn't know two things. One, that he had cocaine on him, or two,
good guy.
unbeknownst to me.
It was beknownst to me at the time that I was not coming in here with any drugs on me.
Okay. Drug companies.
All right, then I know
Show
something.
Let's leave it at that.
Don't forget.
You need Wellbutrin, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't forget that
you're
he does
depressed.
that.
Your crew took a downturn. That's really sad.
But
You
he
turned to
gets these-
alcoholism.
Hold on, there's some kind of problem with the audio. It says we can't hear you. I could see our audio going through.
I think that's. I don't know.
They're saying they can't hear us, but I'm looking at our audio blasting out to them. Can't hear over the video. The video shouldn't even be playing.
Oh well, yeah. They it was just that because it was loud because you were fucking with it at the beginning. They're behind. They can hear us fine now.
Well, I mean, even when that was going on, they couldn't. I mean, I guess when I turned this dial,
When you turn
down,
the
video-
effects dial up, it probably just fucked everything up. Made it super loud for them or something. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll chill out in a sec.
Oh, you're probably right.
That's all it was. They're just behind us by like 3 minutes. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you're right. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, like I said, it's just a bad thing to do. He exposed these people to horrible ridicule from all the horrible paparazzi press about their meltdowns and their foibles with drugs and shit. And he paid them a pittance to appear on the show, and he raked in a bunch of cash. And he's supposed to be a doctor that knows how to help people. But that was just the beginning. Celebrity Rehab was just the start. I just pulled a list. He's done a ton of these little spin-off shows, and they're all in the kind of Celebrity Rehab / Loveline vein. So he's just kind of really tried various stabs at these, but he hasn't found much success. But he had a show called Dr. Drew on Call, which, I don't know, it ran for a while. And here's the description for that show from the show. The doctor's in the house. Well, he never actually left, but now he's on call just 3 nights a week. For Dr. Drew Pinsky, it's a new approach to his formerly titled headline news program, Dr. Drew, with an emphasis on the host interacting more freely on live TV with his audience, both in studio and at home. So it's just him doing medical advice.
Dr. Drew needs a fucking Adam Carolla or somebody else, and it's painfully obvious. Adam Carolla obviously got bigger and better offers, so he moved on to do different shit. I mean, look, maybe Adam Carolla will become enough of a has-been again. They can team up again and make Loveline like 2.0 or something.
But here's what makes all of this shit suck. He bought it on the back of being America's dad, but the whole time, basically, he was selling America down the river to corporate America.
He was like America's fucking CEO, dude. He was thinking shrewdly, like
he ingrained himself into the psyche of 90s kids with his dad shtick, and then he's basically coasted on it his whole life. Show after show. Sober House. Here's another great one.
Sober House.
Take addicts that are just recently not addicts, just recently drug free. And
put them in a stressful environment.
Yeah, put them in a stressful environment where they're living on top of each other in a sober house, and then film it.
Oh, Paul, I'm sure there's
what a great thing for their fucking recovery.
Guess what? I'm sure there's never any relapses
What
on that show.
What a wonderful thing for their recovery to show all their breakdowns and have cameras on them. I bet they're going to stay off drugs after that.
Oh, dude, Paul.
Because Dr. Drew cares, guys. Remember Dr. Drew? He's your dad from back in the 90s.
Did you find anything
the guy
about
that loves you, the guy that cares about you?
Did you find anything about relapses from that show, or did they actually have relapses on the show?
People had relapses. People would leave and they would cover it. They'd they'd break out of the sober house and go get on drugs, and they'd cover how many drugs they did and if they were allowed to come back. It's bullshit.
It's just crazy.
Sex rehab with Dr. Drew. How's that? So sex addicts now. Let's take another thing that's taboo in society, and let's pay people who are addicted to it to put their deepest, darkest secrets out in front of the world, and only put the meltdowns out because that's what people want to watch. Life Changers. I don't even know about this one. I've never seen it. It says it's a half-hour daytime show hosted by Drew Pensky. Premiered on September 19th, 2011 as part of the CW daytime. Oh, the CW.
God, dude, he was really reaching.
A lot of these shows are on these smaller, like the WB or the CW network or TNN or
so
some
Dr.
shit.
Drew is kind of fame chasing at this point. Like, he had Loveline that was really super popular, and he's been chasing that since then.
Another attempt at that was Sex, ... with Mom and Dad, which I don't know, they were going for the innuendo there, but they succeeded. But really, it was a show where he tried to help teens talk to their parents about sex in a frank way. So another Loveline spinoff. And then Dr. Drew, which was a big that was a talk show, basically. And I pulled a clip from Dr. Drew, the talk show. There's nothing super notable about it, but that's kind of why I pulled it. If you want to see the kind of shit he's making now, take a look at Dr. Drew.
All right, let's see. Is it this ex-porn star thing?
Yep.
On the phone, Jenny. Oh, it's headline news, of course.
You know what? I've thought about this a lot, Jenny. First of all, fabulous name. But
whoa.
You know, every single thing that has happened in my life has brought me to this moment right here. And there are things that I had trouble forgiving myself for doing. And you know what? If I continue not doing them now and I continue making that amends to myself by being the woman of grace and integrity that I know I can be, then all of the
everything you need to know about what they want people to know is on the screen in front of you right now.
Yep.
Former porn star,
sex addiction. We're really trying to make this one land.
I mean, this is just like
conversation.
It's just SEO fucking targeting people, just trying to get people to look at shit and go, oh man, well, this is what this is about. This is boring fucking schlock. Dr. Drew is adding nothing. He's letting this woman ramble on his television show.
But go a little further, and you'll get to hear him use his trademark smooth voice.
The history, everything that's happened, it was all for a reason. It was all for right now.
And Jenny and Georgia, the reason I'm glad she said that is she can be of so much help to other people out there by virtue of your experience. Your darkest hour will be your greatest benefit to others who are suffering.
I mean, I hope so. That's my biggest
hope. This is how this guy just has to
So he's really trying to dress it up. See, the reason Loveline worked is because it had a conversational feel. It wasn't this packaged corporate bullshit that we're staring at here. This, like, we want to see Dr. Drew in a suit sitting on a stool across from an actress and talking in very somber terms about what the damage it did in her life.
Because they have to be exploitative, but also they can't. They want to be accused of being so they have to couch in this like, oh, you're such an inspiration to so many people, and what you're doing is courageous.
So the
it's really good of
authenticity
you.
is gone.
Yeah, it's all
the
bullshit.
acerbic sense of humor is gone. The edge is gone from it. It's no longer funny and witty and heartwarming at times.
Well, there's no one to make a joke about this, dude.
It's just been repackaged into this corporate shit where it's now Dr. Drew's trying to be his solo thing. He doesn't want to sit across from comedians anymore. He wants to sell his personality on his own, and it's not working.
It's just a tense conversation. There's no one to make any levity of anything they're saying. He's not going to bring that. He's just like, that's very good. I have a very measured approach. And it's like, yeah, but this is all super serious, and it's not really even that interesting. Even though you're trying to fucking draw people in with salacious titles, when you actually watch this content, it's really boring.
But that brings us up to date on. Well, actually, that article, TJ, from the one about the Hillary thing. That's another thing we can talk about. Yeah. So Dr. Drew got a little heat on one of his shows for talking about Hillary's health. He was one of the health birthers.
Oh, shit, dude.
Who were saying that, like, I think Hillary's going to be dead in, like, 2 months. He was on all kinds of... he was doing the talk shows.
I remember this.
You remember this?
I remember this.
Yeah, he was doing the talk show circuit talking about how Hillary's going to die at any moment.
Yeah.
He was a known doctor, and he was desperate for publicity at this point.
Right.
So now he's going to say Hillary's dying.
Diagnosing her without taking a single
Hillary's
look at her.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Come check out my new talk show.
She had these neurological disorders, this, that, and the other thing. So he was really driving that conversation.
What was he selling? His book or his show, or what was he selling at that point?
He's actually a conservative, so I think he was selling Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a known conservative guy. So I think at that time he saw an ability to take his cachet as America's Dr. Dad and go out there and smear Hillary Clinton like she was going to fucking die of some horrible disease that apparently didn't come to fruition, because last time I checked, she's still hale and healthy and doing her thing. So, yeah. He drove that conversation and that kind of hyper focus on all the weird little slip-ups and things that she had on the campaign trail. He was one of the voices that made it like, does she have brain cancer? Does she have Parkinson's disease? Is she on some kind of neuropathy med that's making her
It's
forget?
so crazy because
you know,
he thinks he has credibility left, but the more just the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, you see how like much more he's like. It used to be like you said, it used to be like to the point where you wouldn't even believe it. Paul's like, what? To the point now where it's all like, oh my God, look at this clip of Hillary on YouTube. Oh, she's dying. She's dying. It's like, what? You become one of those Alex Jones
but when
types.
People would go looking for experts. He's one of the experts that they found that was going like, oh yeah, definitely, I'm a doctor, and you know me, I'm Dr. Drew, I'm your 90s doctor dad, and yeah, she's got brain cancer for sure. I got 100%. She's going to be dead soon. I mean, like, the things that she's doing would be like a horrible brain tumor, or some kind of Parkinson's disease, or some kind of progressive, brain degenerative.
Dude, how much is Dr.
disease.
Drew worth, TJ? Can we figure that out?
Can we I didn't pull a net worth
because I mean, like,
it would be interesting to see.
I'm hoping it's hundreds of millions of dollars or some ridiculous amount.
That's all I've got for him for TV, and a lot of that could have probably gone under exploitation, but we'll get to that in a moment. But it's just an instant corporatization, sell down the river, try to use his cachet.
Dr. Drew's net worth is $20 million.
He did this he sold his fucking soul for $20 million, dude.
Well, for a net worth of $20 million.
Yeah, net worth, not even $20 million. Like, dude,
yeah.
Dr. Phil is selling his soul, proverbially, is like, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's basically
super rich, dude.
He's probably going to be a billionaire at some point. Like, Dr. Drew did this for, like, I mean, that's a fucking fortune, but for what he's done, I mean, not really.
There is a guy in the chat named Dark Nook who is counting your likes, Scotty. Every time you say like.
Okay. Like. Oh, you just
fucked him
up.
Damn.
Have fun counting that out, bitch.
Fucked him. Fucked him.
Oh.
All right, so that's all I got on his TV career. That's the basics.
And someone said the dude count is probably higher anyway.
Oh, yeah, the dude count is always high, dude.
Oh, that's for all of us, though.
I use it like a period, dude.
There was definitely something fucked up about our audio.
There was? Shit.
It's like, let me run a quick test before we continue. I want to just check something.
Okay, go ahead.
It can help at
So
least
I'm playing this video. I'm turning it off here. Yeah, I don't see it pushing, so that's pretty weird. Oh well, I'll have to figure it out later what the fuck is going on. Anywho, let's move on to the next section about our good friend Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil.
What a fucking piece of schwill.
Schwill.
It's like swill and shill.
Swill Wheaton.
Schwill.
So this is the exploitation section. Let's go ahead and look at these exploitative
Get to the
fucks.
blaxploitation section.
Oh, we need a blaxploitation section? So one of the first pieces of evidence that I have that this is an exploitative fucking piece of degenerate shit.
If you're already convinced.
Check this out. Where's my sound? It's back up. Oh, no, it's this one that needs to be up. Okay.
Is being accused of exploiting mental illness, thanks to a recent episode promo. The episode, which airs Friday, features Shelley Duvall, who starred alongside Jack Nicholson in cult horror movie The Shining.
I just want to go back to my room.
And Robin Williams in Popeye.
I loved Robin Williams. I don't think he's dead.
Where do you think he is?
Shape-shifting. Do you see him?
Have, yes. I'm very sick. I need help.
Well, that's why I'm here.
The video has
That's why I'm
outraged
here,
some.
Shelley.
That's why I'm here.
That's why I'm
I deeply care
We're gonna
about
get you
you.
help. I'm not here to put a very sick, profoundly sick,
Robin
demented
Williams
woman.
is a shapeshifter.
Like that woman, I don't know,
I
dude.
care deeply about you.
Shelley Duvall was always weird. But here's the thing, dude. When an old lady like that is rambling about shit that's clearly not true, you don't put her on national TV for people to point at and laugh at and shit, because that's what happened. He put her out in front of everybody in a state where she wouldn't want to have been seen like that. Like, I don't care who you are. When she was young and still had her mental faculties about her, she wouldn't have wanted to be a big fat bag of old lady sitting there rambling about nonsense.
But you know what?
That didn't help her.
But what is the reality, dude? The reality is this: a bunch of people enjoy it. The people that don't will whine, and then the other people that want it, like, why are they whining about it? Let me go enjoy it. And let me look at this. So there's people condemning it, and they're gonna go see it because they're condemning it. There's the people that support it, and they want it more of that shit, so they don't give a fuck one way or the other. And if Dr. Phil takes a little bit of heat, he's gonna make a bunch of money. So he doesn't give a shit. I mean, if this guy's just a fucking
all
crass,
work and no play makes
he's
Shelley
a crass
Duvall go
fucking
crazy.
snake oil salesman.
Including
He
the
doesn't give a
Shining
fuck.
director Stanley Kubrick's daughter, who called it purely a form of lurid and exploitive entertainment.
No shit.
Fans and other entertainers, including Mia Farrow and Patton Oswalt, have expressed support for Duvall while accusing the Dr. Phil show of exploiting her.
I don't think she deserves respect, but she doesn't deserve to be exploited by a fucking parasite.
Yeah, I agree. That sucked, and I'm sure that's not all you've got.
No, it's not.
That alone is just
Todd
shit.
Herzog. I don't know if you guys remember that. He was a winner of the show Survivor.
Okay. What that show's about.
But Todd Herzog was so drunk when he appeared on the Dr. Phil show in 2013 to get help for his alcoholism that he had to be carried onto the set and lifted into a chair.
Dude, are you fucking
I've never
kidding?
talked to a guest who was closer to death.
And he
show
did that?
host Philip McGraw. No, it gets worse. Philip McGraw declared on camera. TV viewers, however, didn't see the setup for this shocking scene. Herzog told Stat, and the Boston Globe that he was
fucking kidding me,
Hold
dude?
on. Herzog told Stat and the Boston Globe that he was not intoxicated when he arrived at the Los Angeles studio. In his dressing room, he said he found a bottle of Smirnoff vodka. He drank all of it. Then someone handed him a Xanax, he said, telling him it was calm his nerves.
So they got him drunk?
They got him drunk,
and
and
a dude they knew was
they
addicted,
lured him
and
there.
They
Put him in the room with a bottle of liquor and then gave him a Xanax before he went on so that he would appear more
wasted.
Yeah, they wanted him to come on wasted.
Because you want to know why? Because the simple fucks at home. Dude, a lot of shit, obviously the show business, show don't tell. So when they see this guy drunk as a fucking skunk on the stage, and it's like, I got an alcohol problem, and then Dr. Phil's like, I'm here to help you. He looks really fucking good, and the guy looks like truly like he's an alcoholic. Like he was just like think about how it plays in their mind. He was so drunk, he knew he was going to be on TV, and he still got drunk.
Yeah. Now, look, the guy did drink of his own volition, but you bring
Of
on an
course.
alcoholic and you put him in a room alone with a bottle of booze.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen?
And put an addict by their drug of choice, and we don't know what
And
they're
then
going
give
to do.
him a Xanax to fuck him up even worse.
Okay. So why do people take drugs? A lot of times they take them when they're nervous or deal with problems. So it's like you're about to go on a show, so you're nervous, and there's a bottle of booze right there. What do you think's going to happen?
So they set him up to go to be
also,
drunk on the show. So
if there was
he
any
looked
ethics
bad.
involved in it, Dr. Phil, one, would not have done any of that. He would have just been like, you need to go to rehab and I'll help you. That's it.
Oh, Dr. Phil, by the way, has cozy deals with tons of different rehab clinics where he sends his patients. And
I'm sure.
Dude, it's promotion for the places.
Yeah. It's all a part of the deal.
So here's how
go to the Betty Ford Center.
Here's how the show works. Guests wait up to 48 hours in hotel rooms before their scheduled taping, with the show sometimes filming pre-interviews during that time. As guests wait, they confront a painful and potentially dangerous detox, leading some to look for illegal drugs. One guest bought heroin with the knowledge and support of the show staff, according to a family member.
Of course they did.
Another guest who was pregnant was filmed by a show staffer as she searched for a dealer on Skid Row in L.A. It's a callous and inexcusable exploitation, said Dr. Jeff Sugar.
No shit.
Assistant professor of clinical psychiatry at the University of Southern California. These people are barely hanging on. It's like if one of them was drowning and approaching a lifeboat, and instead of throwing them an inflatable donut, you throw them an anchor.
But, there's always this argument, though, that you can make. It's like, like nature documentaries. Like you watch a David Attenborough documentary, and like, let's say the fucking lion is chasing the gazelle. It's like, people don't interfere. They go, well, that's just part of nature. So like they always come out and make this thing. Look, we're just documenting what these people are doing. We're not encouraging them. It's like you said, the staff was like, yeah, you could buy heroin because of course it's better ratings. They might not say, hey, we recommend you do it. They're not pushing them to do it, but they know they're going to do it. You know what I mean? What if they're sequestered for 48 hours with nothing to fucking do? What do you do in hotel rooms? You do fucking drugs or you sleep there. That's all you fucking do in hotels or fuck.
Yep. All right, so
that's it.
I'm going to play not the video, but some audio from a Dr. Phil interview. The girl he has on is some bitch who obsessively texted another woman she was in love with like 10,000 times or some ridiculous amount.
Okay. Wonderful.
But he abruptly ends this interview, and I feel like I know why.
You say that you truly think it's the love story of the century. Really?
I do, yes. I'm writing a book about it, actually.
It's the love story of the century, but you've never physically met.
No, sir. And y'all can laugh at me. It's fine. I will be your spectacle. I will be your laughing spectacle. You can all laugh at me. It's
Well,
fine.
you know what? I think we're just going to shut this down because I'm not into all this melodrama and you playing the victim and everything. So you're saying the audience is making a spectacle out of you. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I.
So you notice how he's fine with exploiting people, but he's not fine with being called out as an exploiter.
That little 16-year-old girl hit on a trigger for him.
She did.
Yeah.
And you know how I know? Because he does the exact same thing in this clip that I am going to show.
Wow.
Beautiful. Let's see it.
Take a look at this. Now, this guy is like a bum fight guy. His name is Ty Beeson. He puts on those, like, he's like one of those dudes who back in the day he was like, I don't know, maybe this still goes on, but it was like, the bum fight thing where you like get two bums to beat the shit out of each other for a sandwich or $50.
Yeah, you get $100 whoever wins.
Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that does that, and Dr. Phil's there to call him out.
Now, I have to
But watch how quickly he kicks him off when he realizes that it's going to be turned around on him.
Inappropriate for young viewers. Please ask your children to leave the room. And I'm serious. You really don't want
your children do not need to be here.
And it's not going to be fun for you to see it. But
okay, so all the kids basically watching at home right now, ears perked up like, ooh.
Yeah.
And what our kids have access to.
Yeah,
Okay,
Dr. Phil, you want kids to watch.
Ty
You're full of shit. That's why you're saying
defending
this.
his bum fights video.
Smack him right in the forehead with it.
Yeah, kids, don't be interested in bum fight videos.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is just an excuse for him to show the shit that he's claiming
when
to
I go out
be
in the
against
streets,
anyway.
I'm looking for talent. I can smell it. I am doing a service to the homeless people. I'm turning these people into something special. I'm motivating them, inspiring them. I believe our customers are infatuated with watching our videos because there's a lot of people that are addicted to violence. They want to see
You know
homeless
what?
people.
Whatever you say about these guys, they're definitely scum fucks, but like they're just upfront scum fucks. Like,
yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
trying
you
to
know
hide
what?
it.
There's a fucking need, and I'm gonna fill it.
Yeah, people
bum
like
fights.
to see
Well, hold
violence.
on, because it's going to get so good
Crazy
in a second.
things. It's something that this world needs. For example, one guy, he was a crackhead. and
Dr. Phil
his
is not
teeth
even
were
going to
bothering
let
him,
this
so we
video
got him a pair of
complete, and you'll
pliers
see
and
why
we
as soon
ripped
as
one
the
of his
video
teeth out.
ends.
And he just wanted a bottle of JD. There are lines that I don't cross. I don't do hardcore porn, and I don't deal with death footage. We don't just sit there and give him our pocket change and say good luck. We put him to work. There was a homeless guy. We said, what would you do if we gave you some money? He said, I'd eat a raw frog. So we went to the Asian market, got a raw frog, and he ate it on the sidewalk. We paid him $20. I've made multi-millions off the Bum Fights video series. I'm not surprised at my success. It's a sick world.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape.
Look how the guy's dressed, dude.
He's dressed like Dr. Phil.
Dressed up as Dr. Phil, dude.
What a troll.
This is great.
And Dr. Phil's like, nope, stop the tape.
Why
Fuck
not?
this.
That's despicable. I don't want to talk to you. You can go.
So he brought him out here to do this show.
If you think I exploit people, every time you bring a guest on this show, you exploit them and spread whatever problems they have to the whole world. You think that's helping them?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. You can go.
Dude, isn't it just great to be
So we
Dr.
see
Phil?
once again the trigger.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what? Because he couches in this high and suddenly, like he wasn't aware of what the show was about today. Like, you can go now.
Yeah, I've never seen that trailer that we probably worked on with my team earlier.
Yeah,
you
but
can go.
He's going to act like it was because he was so shocked at what he saw in that trailer. But we all know the real reason is because this guy came out dressed as Dr. Phil.
Oh, yeah.
And Dr. Phil immediately saw the argument this guy was going to make, which is like, yeah, I exploit people, but so do you.
Yep.
Dude, Dr. Phil,
you're just the glorified version
Dr.
of me,
Phil,
you piece of shit.
Yeah, Dr. Phil is just too fucking smart to get caught up in that shit. He's just like, oh, stop the tape. We're done.
Two different guests both take the angle of like, this is exploitation. Both times. You can go, get out.
Yep.
Get out. I don't want my crowd thinking about
because
that.
he knows.
That idea is way too dangerous.
He knows that's true.
That's his
He
Achilles
knows
heel.
it's fucking true. He's a piece of shit and he knows it.
Of course he does. He's a piece of shit.
So, what else do I have? That's it. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, Dr. Phil's show, every single episode is about exploitation.
I mean, we're going to run into the same thing with Dr. Drew.
I mean, it's the overall concept of let's take someone who's mentally ill or who has a serious mental
and
illness,
parade
like
them around
schizophrenia,
under the,
or let's find someone who was molested by their parents, or even let's find the molester parents. And bring them all.
It's always under the guise of helping.
Bring all of this.
We're helping
this
though,
human
TJ,
drama,
remember.
like drama, right to the fore. But we're gonna do it classy.
Oh, we're gonna
do
help
it in such a
them.
way that we're framing it not like Jerry Springer, where we're openly exploiting.
Hey,
these people,
TJ,
but
how many times in your life have you been helped by going on a fucking show in front of millions of people?
look, it's just the fucking new. It's just the freak show.
No, but I'm saying, but when
It's
you
just the
want
modern
to solve a
incarnation of the
problem,
fucking
though,
freak show.
when you want to solve a problem, do you honestly think that would you ever? And even I'm just saying that
Yeah,
seriously.
no problem is better under the scrutiny of the eyes of the American.
You were
public.
invited to go on a show. Remember the Steve Wilkos show?
Yeah, and
wanted
I said,
you on?
fuck that.
And you're just like, dude,
'Cause I
I'm not
find
doing
that
this
shit to be
fucking shit.
reprehensible.
And then why'd you go on some fucking Fox reality show?
But you know what? I find Dr. Phil way more reprehensible than Steve Wilkos or Jerry Springer because those guys are openly exploiters. Dr. Phil tries to wrap it up in sanctimony and act like he's helping people.
Oh,
and
dude,
he's not.
look at his studio, dude. It looks so
It's
official.
a freak show. It's like, everybody stare at the freak.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this weirdo, everybody.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same shit.
Oh, dude, he tries to sell this classy image, but he's fucking schlock, dude. He knows it. That's why he's so sensitive about it.
So that's my case against Dr. Phil for this shit. I say he earns 20 points for his fucking
20
terrible
points,
show.
damn. Paul, what do you think about that?
You think it's high? You can go
You think
low.
high or low, or what? Where are you coming?
I mean, I think that's about right. Honestly, it's pretty
20.
bad.
That's a. I mean, but for whole.
Oh, what did we appraise? I guess we never appraised Dr. Drew's TV careers here. So,
oh, sure, we didn't.
No, we never gave him anything.
Okay, exploitation for Dr. Phil. I think we're all going to go with 20 on
Well,
that.
we haven't gone. Yeah, Dr. Phil gets
Yeah,
20.
Dr. Drew's career. I don't know. I think he earns a solid 5 for just trying to repackage himself.
Yeah, I mean, it was endlessly just endless iterations of Love Line,
and for putting people's problems out on the fucking.
I don't know.
Maybe
I mean,
he deserves more.
He deserves at least 10.
Well, he could
dude.
get a lot more on the exploitation
let's give
category
him, Let's
too.
give him 10.
Yeah,
dude.
because that's going to be some of the exploitation.
I mean, it is, but I mean,
I'll go ahead and give him 10. Let's
he
just
needs
go ahead
10.
and do.
He needs 10 at least.
Let's go look at the exploitation category.
Same kind of problem here is his Dr. Drew. Once you understand what he did, especially his TV career, but the behind the scenes stuff, like. A lot of what we've talked about is the exploitation stuff, you know? The existence of a show based around having addicts have breakdowns in front of everybody. Him diagnosing people at a distance while not having examined them at one point and getting indignant when he's asked about it. I've got a quote here from Dr. Drew when he was confronted by an interviewer with this question. You've gotten some flack before for presenting a diagnosis of celebrities who you weren't treating, including Lindsay Lohan, who tweeted, "I thought real doctors talk to patients in offices behind closed doors. Does that concern you going into a show based largely around opinion?" And he answered like this. This is his answer. It's bizarre to me that you can have political commentators, sports commentators, weather commentators, but with medicine, people go, you can't do that. It's like, if you show me a picture of a rash, I don't have to know the person to tell you what that rash is. There's lots of medical conditions that you can diagnose never having met a person. Soon enough, we'll have telemedicine and do it through the internet. That's the future. You can educate people about politics, criminality, the law, but not about medicine. It's just silly. So he thinks he was educating people.
No, he doesn't.
Right? Like, he thinks that, honestly,
Celebrity
at this
rehab
point,
is education?
Yeah, that's educating people. That's
How?
not an exploitative piece of shit. That's not taking somebody in their vulnerable time as an addict and putting it out there so people can laugh at it and point at it and gawp at it. That's helping them. See, that's how he feels about what he does. He's still cloaked in this idea that he's a good guy doctor, even though he's taken handfuls of money from Big Pharma to push particular drugs on people. Even though he's making shows based around the idea
his fucking
of exploiting
mansion,
addicts.
dude. They've bought all the shit that Dr. Phil has is pretty much from these big pharma companies, obviously. I mean, I'm sure he made some money doing these television shows, but I mean, let's be honest.
So here's some of these deaths.
He's not a
I was
huge
going to get
draw.
to that just now.
We touched upon earlier.
Shit, dude.
These are people that died either while celebrity rehab. These are all
China.
former contestants of celebrity rehab that died drug-related deaths after being on celebrity rehab, and many of them died while the show was still being made. So while the show is on, people that have been on it are dropping like flies from drugs. So here's a list. China.
Yeah, I remember China's death.
You can read a little here. It says 46-year-old former professional wrestler and adult film star China was found deceased in the home in her home, I guess, in Redondo Beach. Thus, she became the 6th cast member from the series to die. Her death was first reported as a possible overdose. At the time of this writing, toxicology reports are still pending. However, suicide and foul play have been ruled out as potential causes. So she died of an OD.
She OD'd.
Mindy Mccready was also on the show. 37-year-old country singer Mindy Mccready committed suicide at her home in Arkansas. County sheriff deputies responded to a report of gunshots, blah, blah, blah. In January, McCready's life partner and the father of one of her children, singer-songwriter David Wilson, also died a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Happy couple.
Just 3 weeks later, a judge ordered McCready to be committed to a treatment center to cope with the mental health and alcohol abuse. So this was after, of course, she'd been on the show.
He really helped.
He cleaned up
what
her
a good
life.
job.
Yep. Joey Kovar, age 29, was a former model, bodybuilder, cast member from MTV's The Real World. He died of opiate intoxication on August 17th, 2012. He was on celebrity rehab. Rodney King, the famous Rodney King of L.A. riots fame.
The police
was
returned
on celebrity
and finished
rehab.
the job.
Yep. He was found lying face down in a swimming pool with alcohol, PCP, and cocaine in his system after being on the show.
Sounds like a good time, at least.
Jeff Conway, one of the most publicized guys because he was one of the most flamboyant addicts on the show. He's most noted for Grease, that movie Grease. He played Kaneki. He died on May 27, 2011, just a few weeks after Mike Starr, another person who died. The cause of death was sepsis, pneumonia, encephalopathy, and drug overdose. Mike Starr, 44-year-old star, bassist for the rock group Alice in Chains, died of a prescription drug overdose on March 8, 2011. After
So
being
the
on
argument, so basically, what you just did is basically destroy any argument that there's really any substantive value to the people appearing on the shows.
I'm not everybody that's been on the show has gone on to relapse, and you can't blame Dr. Drew for relapse, but you have to ask yourself the question. These are minor celebrities.
Did this make it worse?
Right, exactly.
Did
These
it
are
help
minor
them?
celebrities who are exposed now to the harshly critical, constantly open eye of social media, who are pouring through constant clips of them breaking down on drugs. Would that push you to get back on drugs if you wake up every morning and check your Twitter? It's like, LOL, China, cokehead, bitch, fuck you, saw your meltdown, wow, what a fucking embarrassing disgrace you are, blah, blah, blah. Like, he subjected them to that by putting their drug use and abuse at the forefront and making a popular show about it and putting their abuse into the national consciousness and using their desire for one more chance at fame to lure them in. That's why you got all these B-listers on the list. That's why you got Jeff Conway from Greece.
But you know what?
You know what I mean?
I mean, I agree with you.
You'll be famous again,
but you have
Jeff.
to acknowledge how complicit the people viewing this shit are.
But look, you
because
can't make a deal with the devil unless someone is the
that's
fucking
what I'm saying.
devil.
I mean, like,
You know?
if people didn't want this content, it would just fail and it wouldn't exist.
Yeah. But I'm saying
so
that,
there's an insatiable appetite for this drama and for these people that literally are going to be the exposure of this show could potentially kill them.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he knows that.
These are very emotionally fragile people, obviously.
Dr. Drew's
in the
not
thralls
just
of addiction.
He's not just like Dr.
And he knows
Phil.
that better than most people.
Just like Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, highly trained psychologist. Dr. fucking Drew, MD. He's an addictive drug specialist, for Christ's sakes. He heads up a unit at a hospital in Northern California for addictive drug users. He's the head of a department. I can't remember the name of the hospital. I thought I pulled it, but I didn't. But he should know better. In fact, he does know better.
He does know better.
But he did it anyway because it cashed a fat check on it. On these people's pain and misery.
And they're fucking, ultimately they're fucking deaths,
I just wanted to read a quote from him, actually, from this, so you didn't even need to pull it up. But
okay.
I should have just pulled it and put it in the thing. It's just him kind of vamping about it. To date, 5 of Penske's celebrity rehab patients have died, most recently country singer Mindy Mccready, so this was before even the 6th death, who took her own life in February. Still, Penske credits the show for helping a lot of celebrities finally get clean. It's sad that we're not doing any more shows because people did get help, he said. A lot of people are sober because of celebrity rehab who wouldn't have been sober without it. Let's see. Let me go and find there's an indignant quote where he talks about how he shouldn't be.
I mean, I'm just saying, Paul,
like
how many people possibly appeared on the show? Then a really large percentage of them are now dead.
Right.
But this was really supposed to help them, and he's even saying that in that interview you just read, he's like, "Oh, this is really it's sad because it helps so many people get clean." And I'm not denying it's probably done some good, of course. I mean, I'm not going to say everything was bad with the show, but I mean, ultimately, he made the decision to have these people on.
So here's where he's getting indignant right here.
Well, I mean, there's enough, but I mean, there's enough of this where there's a pattern, is what I'm saying. So people recognize there is a pattern to this being on this guy's show and then them dying.
When questioned about it, he says, it's very stressful and intense for me to have people questioning my motives and taking aim at me because people get sick and die because they have a life-threatening disease. And I take the blame. Rodney King had a heart attack, and I take the blame for that. Well, these are really sick. He had a heart attack face down in his pool on drugs.
I don't think anyone puts all of the blame at your feet, but you certainly didn't help by exploiting his illness and making it a fucking television show, you stupid fuck.
His defensiveness is the same thing as we just saw from Dr. Phil.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah, I'm helping people. Get out of here. I'm not going to talk to you because you're about to expose the fact that I'm not really here to help people. I'm just here to exploit people in pain.
They need a shield against that criticism because they know the criticism is going to come. And they have to have a reason, or not a reason, but they have to have a way to deal with that criticism. And that's the way they do it. Is this is helping? This is good. We're a force for good. Anyone says otherwise, it's really painful and hurts us to hear them say that.
Yeah, he goes on to say these are really sick people. That's why they die. Yeah, these are really sick people.
Yeah, they're addicts. That's right.
That you might have contributed to their deaths and contributed to their addictive behavior and contributed to their constant use and abuse of drugs by putting their most private moments and luring them in with the possibility of having a career when really all you did was ruin any possibility that any of them would ever work in an industry ever again, with maybe the exception of Steve, or who was that? That wasn't Alec or Steven. That was
Tom Sizemore.
No, the other bald one.
The other bald one.
That was in that clip we showed earlier of Celebrity Rehab.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Who's the third one?
I mean,
Alex, Steven, and Jason.
Luring them into obviously a fake rehab setting where everything they do is going to be captured by film crews.
I don't either.
The forgotten bald
one.
Hey,
Paul, if you had to go to rehab, would you want every moment of it documented and then your biggest breakdown moments?
No.
Or are shown nationally to people like, here's Paul breaking down because this bad thing happened to him when he was 12.
So here's the ugliness of doing this, and Dr. Phil did the same thing. You take a person that you already know as a clinician is in an emotionally compromised state as an addict. You throw a bunch of money at them in an exploitative way and go, hey, this might be the big break you need, and you might get clean. Come on, come get clean with us. And you bring them on a show, and then you film them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then only show their biggest meltdowns, the highlight reel of the worst part of their addictive recovery. You think that person's ever going to work again? No.
Yeah. How many points do you want to appraise?
Oh my God, dude! No, at least 20.
I mean,
I'd
say 15 to 20.
I mean, you can't get much more exploitive than six people that have been on his show.
Both of these guys have virtually
in a short
the same
time
track record.
In a short time period, dude. I would say at least 20.
Dr. Phil got 20. I think that Drew is equally exploitive, so I think he deserves 20 as well.
All right. Greatest achievement.
Greatest achievement. Now,
the crown jewel.
I agonized over this for Dr. Phil. I really did. And I was looking over his entire life and career, and I'm like, God, what is his greatest achievement? And I realized his greatest achievement is the achievement that hasn't quite happened yet. He will eventually die.
Wow.
A good one. I can tell you agonized.
I did.
You
I
landed
really
on
did.
the right one, too.
No, I really did, because I sat there and I looked at his career. I tried to find something nice to say about the fucking piece of shit. And the best I could say is, at least he's not around forever.
Right. Eventually he'll croak one day.
He's going to die.
He'll shed his mortal coil.
Wow. That's good. You know what? I think you should get 2 snake oils just for being a person so irredeemable that his best achievement will be when he kicks the bucket and no longer plagues the human race with his fucking existence.
Yeah, let's give him 2 at least.
Wow.
Fair.
That's profound. Dr. Drew, we already kind of talked about it earlier. His greatest achievement is Loveline.
Loveline.
And I pulled a quote about Loveline here. It says, the show was a cultural touchstone for any 90s kid who remembers sneaking a portable radio into her bed at 10 p.m. on a school night to tune in, or stalling in his car after driving home from a date to hear the answers from the always fascinating questions from the callers. Kathy Griffin and Andy Dick stopped by last night's final show, and Dick summed it up wonderfully. Do you know how many people need this show because their parents don't talk about sex to them? That was especially true in the late 90s, before WebMD became what it was today, before a therapist could exist in an app on your cell phone. More than one person has told me that Loveline was how they learned what orgasms are.
Did you know that that means that of the 4 people that were on the show that night, we've done shows about 3 of them.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Only Adam Carolla.
Another weird tie-in. All these guys, remember when Andy Dick started showing up on fucking... Pauly Shore's podcast and shit,
dude.
All these weird fucking tie-ins are happening
Dude,
from
web,
the DFF antagonists, dude.
It's fucking
like some kind of underground cabal of douche or something.
Yeah, and they're trying to counteract our work here on the show as we exploit them.
They're working hard.
Bastards.
But yeah, his greatest achievement, like, you can't take that away from him, even if some of the advice he gave might have been sullied by dirty corporate money. You can't really point at any of the
Still
sexual
a solid
advice.
Show.
I mean,
he did a lot.
That's when he actually.
And a show that actually.
That's when he actually had a positive impact on people.
A show that actually had a positive impact on people listening to it.
Right.
Not a show that was about exploiting people or putting them in front of America as a spectacle, but a show about actually helping people.
Well, you know what it was? That's when there's authenticity to his show.
A show that's actually about helping people. Now, maybe it's tainted by. What you talked about earlier with him taking kickbacks from drug companies. But, overall, I still think a positive impact for that show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Do you want to assess any points for that?
I don't think so. I think he got points for that show already up above,
He
and
did.
I don't really feel...
So, I think that's it.
All right, so...
final tallies.
Final tabulation. 9, 10, 11...
TJ's
oh shit, TJ.
Tabulating up the scores here. What do you think, Scotty?
24, right?
I think it was Dr. Phil took
You think
the
it's
day.
Phil by a hair? It feels like Phil by
Phil
a hair, but
took
I don't
the
know.
day,
It's pretty
dude.
close.
Now, I could be wrong because I'm not the greatest at basic math, but I believe Dr. Phil has 46 points.
Okay, 46 points. This one should be easier because it's all even numbers. So
11, 21, 41, 41.
Wow.
Oh, fuck, dude.
By a hair, Dr. Phil.
Dr. fucking Phil.
You were right, by a hair. Dr. Phil by a hair.
Ironic since he has none.
Except for on his lip. He's got a nice...
Yeah, he's got a nice...
I have a beautiful mustache, TJ.
So, yeah, Dr. Phil won. TJ doing math, haha. Whatever, bitch. Pretty sure I counted it right.
It is pretty funny, dude.
I'll double check it while Scotty and him vamp.
And Scotty and him, the other one there, he talked.
Scotty and other guy. Well, I'm trying to figure out this math and make sure I got this right.
I'm trying to figure out math. It is hard.
How do I math? Look at the hamster wheel going over there.
Get a fucking calculator, TJ.
1 plus 2 is 2. 3 plus 1 is 5 plus 2
1
is
plus
3.
1 is 2.
Can't do it.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Plus
4
1 plus 2 plus
8 plus 8 is
3.
16. 16 plus 16 is 32.
All right, it's 46. It's definitely 46. I was right. I was right the first time.
256.
You guys made me feel insecure, but no, I just recounted, and it is indeed.
It's 46.
It is, in fact, guys, I've
41,
totally recounted, and I am correct.
46.
Good job, TJ. You passed third grade.
It has been decided. Yay! I'm smarter
Yay!
than a fourth grader.
You win, TJ. You are not officially retarded.
Boom!
That was a beautiful show. I feel like both of these guys needed to be, because they're still both working. Dr. Phil's show still on, right?
I believe, yes.
I know Dr. Drew's still working. He's still on that Dr. Drew
I feel
show
like
on
we've
HLN.
left some on the snake oil table, man. I think there's someone else we need to cover, man.
Is there? Well, maybe we can do it on our next show for patrons
in fact,
only.
In fact, maybe we will.
Indeed.
So, yeah, become a patron if you want to see the final chapter of the snake oil medley. Because there's another member of this dastardly trio. But only the followers of Tomat will know the true secret.
Become a patron.
Juicy.
And we will see you guys on Wednesday with Flash Friday.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you for watching. Sorry for the audio issues in the middle of the episode. I don't know what the fuck is up with
fault,
that.
not ours. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, it's probably my fault. Whatever.
TJ's fault.